Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Quasar, and welcome back to another unofficial H3 Waiting for Nothing room. The H3 podcast is the H3 show. Sorry, let me correct myself. Is not going live today, but I'm still gonna be here. And that just means I'll do my stream tomorrow. Will probably be an extension. You know what I mean? You got to just think about what content to talk about and just push a little bit over there, keep a little bit over here, you know, the works. But like always, we've got some amazing Instagram posts to look at, some fabulous Reddit posts, and then a few videos. We got to do what we got to do, doing the Lord's work, you know? But let's get into it. Oh, let me make sure I post. Good to go. Bum bum bum. Bum bum. Bum. Keep that up. Okay. There we go. We're ready now. But I found there are a few Instagram posts. These first couple are just kind of to set the mood, but also to allow people to kind of come in. You know, I imagine there weren't that many people expecting a stream today, but that's why you would be wrong. Captain dropping off my old work equipment today, and my old boss is taking me out to lunch. I don't want to do any of this, so wish me luck. Here's what you do. You go out to lunch. You you fake a phone call. You get one of those fake phone call apps. So halfway through the lunch, you get a phone call and you go, "What? No." You go, "I got to go. I'm really sorry." You dip. You already ate your food. You're already good to go. Free meal. Hey, sounds like a win-win. But let's check this out. Maybe this is what you should do. I don't even know what that means because let's just watch.
Dude, I used to steal those cars. The 280Zs and the Mazdas. All you have to do is jam the screwdriver in the ignition, force twist it, the lights would turn on, and you'd have to jump start it. You always have to have someone to push it.
That part confused me when I first watched this. He says you jam a screwdriver in, and then you force start it with a screwdriver. But then he says you need someone to push it. Got to build up some momentum first. Get everything started up. I guess I've never hot wired a car, so beats me.
Perry Lucas, my man. Of course it's you getting out of the 280Z. Dude, I used to steal those cars.
It was. He's lucky that he knew him. If he didn't know him, he was about to steal his car. Captain, when are you ending stream? Depends today. I don't know. Probably around the same that I usually do, but I might run a little bit longer. We'll see how I'm feeling. But I do have a few things to look at today, so that should give us some time. That's for show. That was wholesome. Just talking about stealing cars and you see your old buddy. It's a good night. This isn't wholesome. Oh no. A fire. A fire has broken out. I called 911. Good job, buddy. Good on you. Oh, I don't know why the audio's not on. Oh, that's why there's music. Shout out this lady. She comes up, just pours some water on it. This makes me wonder if this guy started the fire. This fire was so minimal. Yeah, this guy's on the phone with 911. This girl put the fire out with a water bottle, but it was starting to get pretty big. Gotta hit him with the Michael Jackson. What does he say at first? I'm really wondering if he started this fire. Hello? They pick up as the fire's put out. Oh, this girl, sorry guys. This girl put the fire out with a water bottle, but it was starting to get pretty big. Oh my god. I completely forgot to do a poll again. I'm the worst. I just keep trying to think of good polls, and then I always, like, by the time it's by the time I'm going to start stream, I go, well, or I just completely forget. This time I forgot. I was actually going to take some time. That's why it was set for 45. I started a little early. Started a little early by accident. But I was like, you gotta start, you know? I was going to try and come up with a poll. If anyone's got a suggestion, do a poll for what should the poll be. I wish I could ask questions in chat. That would be a cool feature, where instead of a poll, it's like ask a question and then you'd get like little reply bubbles instead. You'd be able to like more clearly see what's a reply to that question rather than what's just a direct chat. But who knows? Okay, wait, I just thought of a great poll. Just popped in my head. Listen to Gary Vee real quick.
My whole life is about knowing everything about 13-year-olds, but you're in the jungle with them. I have to watch from above.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome, bro. My whole life is about knowing everything about 13-year-olds, but you're in the jungle with them. I have to watch from above.
The slow blink told you everything you need to know.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. Just the direct eye contact. He low-key alphaed him here. Gotta be honest.
You're welcome, bro. My whole life.
I really don't know what he means by this. I feel like he said something like this before where he's like, I need to know people. I need to know the average person, but you're living around average people. You have a more like I feel like I've heard him say something along those lines. But this makes no sense. What do you mean? Like what are you talking about? What does that mean? I don't know. Like I think that he's trying to relate to him on some level. He's like, hey, I'm trying to figure out the trends, you know, I'm trying to figure out what works, trying to make things, trying to advertise to children. But like I feel like that's kind of what he's saying for some reason. But it's just not applicable. This kid does not give a fuck. Will you go live tomorrow, Cap? And I will go live tomorrow. That's so true. I don't know why I said it like that. That is so true, but it's true in the fact of what I said. Not, you asked a question. It is every day, bro. Correct. Sorry, a little bit thrown off today. No H3 show. It's got my brain going haywire. Oh, this was interesting. I can't play the audio from this. This just tripped me out. I don't know why he edited it to be like this. So it's him pitching. And I was like, okay, he's showing off his pitching. Not too good, but then it's just pictures of him. He does this a few times. He does this a couple times. A couple pitches. What a guy. Sorry, I know that audio is probably just you heard me typing a little bit. I'm trying to get this poll up. Got too many things going on at once. We love a Chad. This guy was just mogging us in the middle of his pitches. Alex is Mexican Hassan. I love it. Do I have the Turkish Hassan soundbite on here?
Go watch Turkish iDubbbz stream.
Oh yeah, there we go. Turkish Hassan. Yeah, that didn't even make any sense. Turkish Hassan is Hassan, but that's also white Hassan. But it's Turkish iDubbbz.
Shut up, bitch!
Clicked the wrong one. Oops.
Go watch Turkish iDubbbz stream.
My favorite.
Tell a chicken joke to one person picking up a chicken. Animal spins around about 200 times after it dies.
I have no idea.
A rotisserie chicken.
Oh, that's a good joke. Will you allow me to use the rotisserie run?
Yes, yes, you can use that.
Hey, man, would you like to hear a chicken joke? Would you like to hear a chicken joke? How many times does a chicken rotisserie after it passes away? You're smiling. You're laughing. Over 500 to 600 times. Okay. Okay, she's laughing, smiling. Anyway, I think I messed up that joke, but
I think he killed that joke. Honestly, the original joke didn't hit. It really didn't. But that one worked. I also like that he isn't doing like the hidden camera. He isn't using like meta glasses or anything. He's just filming himself going around the store.
it's okay.
It's like Impractical Jokers, but he isn't really playing. I mean, he's not. I guess it is like Impractical Jokers. You know, this kind of. I think he'd fit right in.
I said it wrong.
Perry, it's what animal spins around 200 times after it dies, and the punchline is rotisserie chicken.
Okay, whoops. Yeah, that's it. All right.
Okay, this question. This question might not hit for everybody, but it was the best I could come up with on with no notice. It's just the first question that popped to my head. What is the best type of milk? Is it 1%? Is it milk? Like 1%, 2% whole skim, etc.? Is it chocolate milk? Is it strawberry milk? Or is it lactose free, like oat, soy, etc.? Feel free to imply whatever you want there. How do you milk an oat? But yes, what is the best type of milk? Great poll. Chocolate's ahead. Kind of what I expected. You know, I'm a 1% guy myself, I've got to be honest. Here's a little fact for you. Take this if you want. Feel free to call me a liar. Feel free to call me wrong. Skim milk, nah, it's a no-go. Skim milk is just drinking watered down milk. But if you are picking between 2% and 1%, I always go with the 1% because it gets colder and it gets colder faster because it has less fat. The fat prevents it from being able to reach the same temperature, especially in the same amount of time. That's why whole milk, sometimes you're like, why the fuck is my whole milk kind of warm? But there you go. I don't drink milk. Milk is a government conspiracy. How many bones have you broken? Be honest with me. The taste of milk is revolting. Strawberry, oat, almond milk. So I think you'd still pick the lactose free there. I think when I'm putting chocolate and strawberry, I'm implying that they're, but thank you you got to specify in chat. That's the thing. 0%? Isn't 0% the same as skim? I think I've had 0% once and I didn't like it. You need a little bit of fat in your milk for substance. versus skim. Okay, 0% fat-free milk and skim milk are essentially the same, with both terms just used to describe milk with virtually no fat. While both contain minimal fat, the FDA defines non-fat or skim milk as having less than 0.5% fat, whereas 0% milk is intended to have exactly 0% fat, although it may contain a trace amount, often under 0.2%. The terms are often used interchangeably. So it's just less than 1%, usually between 0.2 and 0.5% fat. Interesting. I drank raw milk in Texas. No go. That's a no for me. My dad had a friend that grew up on like a dairy farm, and he said that his friend would have to drink raw milk. Like that's all the milk that they drank. They didn't pasteurize it for themselves. And he said that his friend literally grew a hatred for milk and doesn't drink milk as an adult and hasn't since he was a kid because he was like, it just completely turned him off because it's warm. I don't know if maybe they refrigerated it. Maybe they would just like, keep it raw but then throw it in the fridge. I mean, still, the curds, pus, blood. I mean, at the end of the day, because like milk isn't mucus, but like if you're drinking raw milk, you were definitely getting like, I feel like there's definitely something in there. There's something wrong in there. We need to bring back milkmen. They were fucking too many people's wives. We can't bring back the milkmen. Got Milk was a scam and nobody is talking about it. I don't know. I'd think, what's a scam about it? If anything, I think that it was probably just propaganda to encourage kids to drink the milk in the at schools. Maybe it's cheaper than we really think, and that it's all just propaganda. There should never be pus or blood in a tea ever. I raise cattle and horses. Never once seen that. Maybe I'm just mistaken. I feel like whenever I've seen, I guess pus is probably wrong. Blood is another form of milk. That's a good point. I guess I don't mean pus. I just don't know what the correct term would be for like, I don't know. Is it just mucus, I guess? I've seen some thick milk. There's this one kid that's like 18 who's on Instagram who's like, I drink raw milk every day. I'm trying to get huge. I'm getting swole. You're just a little coward who never drinks milk. And he looks like he weighs about 95 pounds. I believe Alex did suckle the teat. I think that's what he said. My old bosses created Got Milk. So was it a scam, madman? You have the insider knowledge. Hey, I'll ask the question again. How many bones have you broken? I've drank a lot of milk in my life, and I've broken... I broke my pinky and a knuckle. That's it. Just saying. I don't actually know if it helps strengthen your bones or whatever, but hey. I'm going off of my own feeling. I've broke 0 bones without milk. Well, have you I fractured my collarbone and broke my phone bone. Weak hands? No, I just punched wrong. And a kid stepped on it while we were playing in football. To be fair, I broke my knuckle because I punched wrong on a brick wall. Because I'm tough like that. No, I was an angry kid. But I broke my finger trying to break a fossil out of a rock. I might do it. Yeah, well, I just think all of you guys are racist to milk drinkers. And you know what I have to say to you?
To burn down racism. Say me happy burn them down. King Selassie, I your wedding crown. Him I guide all the youths them now. Come on, everyone, racism. Burn it down, happy burn. We have to burn down racism. Say me happy burn them down. King Selassie, I your wedding crown. Him I guide all the youths them now. Come on, everyone, racism. Burn it down, happy burn. We have to burn down racism.
Here's the thing. You can say that milk isn't the only way to strengthen your bones. Like, I understand you can get calcium and vitamin D, and milk has protein in it. You can get all that stuff from different places. But I think that the whole point is that milk's like a quick way to do it. It might be negligible as compared to other things, but I think it's not a bad thing to encourage people who might not be getting the proper vitamins they need. Milk is good for bones. It is not a scam. Cows absolutely get blood and stuff in their milk because dairy farms keep the cows hooked up to milking machines all the time. Say no to raw milk. Hi, I'm new. Hello, welcome in. Thanks. You're my new favorite. You're sticking by me. Let's go. No, yeah, I think in general probably our milking practices are bad though. Yeah. Okay, we're against a big milk. I get it. W teacher's pet, so true. Be more like Mrs. Soap and Clay, guys. What's wrong with all of you? But yes, burn down racism. You heard it here first.
Racism.
This is my OG.
Say me happy burn them down. King Selassie, I your wedding crown.
It just gets me. Oh, sorry, a little bit of a jump scare. There's actually another jump scare coming up, but this is a little something for you. I just posted a clip of a $1 massage. Now I think this might be some kind of chiropractic adjustment. Let me know what you think. I can't tell if this is a face of pain or if he's laughing because he knows this is just a joke. Put it away. Why didn't he do the other side? Now he's going to have uneven hips. Or maybe that's what he's doing. He's trying to readjust him. Best $1 ever spent. Getting straight pounded. Not what he had in mind when he said hammer my ass. He asked for a happy ending and he got a very painful one. It happens. Chiropractors are sadists, bro. How do you convince someone to do this? I know it'll help. I know it'll help. Legs up. Legs up in the air. It would not surprise me if this is a real method. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me either. I like, here's the thing. I feel like it probably is. Like, based on the location he's actually doing, I don't know if it's actually helpful. I doubt it. But I do feel like this is probably something he learned as a technique. Just the grimace in his face. I'm sorry, sir. Are you okay? God. Oh, here's a little drawing someone put together.
Go.
I guess it's a comic? Yeah, it's kind of like a little comic, a little zine, if you will.
Donnie and Sliwa have a thing going on, right? Right. And then Andrew Cuomo's like, Zoran, why don't you love me? And then the next day we have
This happened. I was there.
Sliwa and Cuomo are watching TV, and guess what? What? Trump and Mom Donnie say we're married. Wow. Ooh, that's what I have so far. That's so tough. They need to make the babies in. Go. Mom Donnie and Sliwa have a thing going on, right?
Mom Donnie and Sliwa have a thing going on. I believe it.
Right. And then Andrew Cuomo's like, Zoran, why don't you love me?
I like him with the little... He's just a little cat boy. Cat Cuomo.
And then the next day we have Sliwa and Cuomo are watching TV, and guess what? What? Trump and Mom Donnie say we're married. Wow. Ooh.
I don't know why the Cuomo and Sliwa are watching TV makes me laugh really hard. That's so tough.
That's what I have so far. That's so tough.
That's so tough. Just doing their makeup, just having a nice little day out. This is at school, probably, yeah?
Need to make the babies in.
Yeah, they're at school. Just everything on the floor. I'm not gonna like criticize them because I was definitely one of the kids that during middle school. During high school, I just go get a table. But during middle school, you know, they'd force you out. They'd be like, go outside. Find a spot to sit against a wall. But the thing that I don't get is, why is all their stuff so far apart? You're blocking the walkway. Unironically, how my kids explain their day to me. So here's what happened. Mamdani and Sliwa. Did you hear that Mamdani and Trump got married? Let me show you a video. As a mother of a 15-year-old, that's a 15-year-old. I believe it. They definitely start young. I think the range is somewhere between like 13 to 16, I'd imagine. There was some... See, I'm glad Tumblr isn't what it used to be. I remember being in middle school. I guess I'll just say it because it is crazy. Any kids, click away. When I was in middle school, I remember walking up. We were at lunch, or it was like, I think it was a period before lunch, and we were all like going up to, like, go inside, like to the cafeteria, and we're walking up, and as I'm walking up, I see over a girl's shoulder who's showing another girl her phone, and they're on Tumblr, and they're looking at I don't even know. I guess just they were Larry videos about Louis and Harry from One Direction, but it was basically just gay porn. And like, I'm not making this up. It would be like the edits that you'd see of like Harry Styles with his hair and like, you know, just cute, looking so cute. And then the next video, like literally, then it would cut and it's just a fisting video. And I remember like walking up and just like looking over. I went, oh shit! I was like, what the fuck? Actually insane. So Tumblr probably good on them that they weeded all that out, because it was not in good hands. Yeah, kids still find this stuff now. Yeah, you just got to make it harder to find, though. You know what I mean? Like, for a long period of time, I was only on YouTube. You know, I still saw crazy shit on YouTube. Don't get me wrong, but when you kind of like are, I feel like when you're a bit younger, and I guess kids are just becoming more technologically, they're becoming more technologically advanced. More technologically equipped to understand how to travel between platforms. But yeah, I mean, it starts young. It does. I remember in 3rd grade, a kid, we went to go get a ball from a classroom, and a kid was humping a girl's desk, and I was like, chill out, bro. We're 8. Or 9 or whatever. Calm down. And that's why you need to make sure you're talking to your kids. You don't know what they're seeing. Look at this kid. You know, just here's an example right here. Perfect example.
Worse than breakup.
What's worse than a breakup? Great question for this child. Good job, man.
Running out of beer.
You know? He's kind of got a point, though. Gotta give it up to little bro. The big leagues are calling. He started remembering the last time he ran out of beer. It made him sad. Look at that nod. Yes, Larry Styleson. Damn, those were the days. Captain was like, bro, hurry up. It's my turn. I was like, get through the line. We're having sloppy joes today. I think I'd just starve on those days. On days when I just wouldn't, like, when there would be like something crazy, I'd just go, oh, I'm good. The sloppy joes when I was a young kid weren't that bad. Then goddamn Michelle Obama. That kid built different. I mean, look at his eyes. This kid definitely drinks.
What's
I don't know. It looked like he was about to crack up at the end there. It did look like he was about to laugh. What's worse than a breakup? Having Taylor Lorenz slide into my Roblox DMs. Yeah, that would be a lot worse. But is that worse than running out of beer?
worse than breakup?
Running out of beer.
What's worse?
That kid hasn't gone a day without alcohol. So true. He wakes up, drinks, goes to school, drinks, comes home, drinks, playtime, drinks, dinner, drink, before bed, a shot. Helps put him down. My kids play Roblox, I'll admit it, but I did have to tell her who Taylor Lorenz was the other day in case Boy Throb gets canceled. We'll talk about the Boy Throb thing. I actually do have that in I think in the Reddit posts. Sad. It's so sad. But, you know, drunk kids. Oh, I should have said jump scare. Jump scare. Sorry. Ah! He's coming for me. Ah! This is why we don't need AI. People can create things like this in real life. I'll see if I can find the comment. He explains what it's made out of. This is so cool.
Donuts? Donuts where? Where are the donuts? I want donuts! Want the donuts!
Nuts.
Donuts? Donuts where? Where are the donuts? I want donuts! Want the donuts!
Big Nazo. He has a bunch of stuff like this. Oh, can I not find the comment? Oh, what is this material? There we go. I just went right past it. Foam rubber pattern fabrication with liquid latex and acrylic coating. Who needs AI? His creations are just so nice. They're so creepy, but that's kind of my style. The hand is the tongue is clever.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Donuts? Donuts where? Where are the donuts?
Yeah, because then you can move the mouth a lot easier.
I want donuts! Want the donuts!
And then when you're moving the mouth, having the hand is the tongue prevents it from it also like doesn't look awkward when you're like lifting it up and stuff because it just looks like the tongue at the bottom of the mouth. Oh, I didn't even realize Cam follows this guy. Cam seems to follow all of the creatives. Like if you can find someone who just go through all of Cam's followers or following and you'll find some amazing stuff. I'm constantly seeing stuff that he's liked. I'd say scroll down a bit though. Some of it just looks so good. Like I don't know, I've just always been a fan of this kind of like oddball type stuff. Oddball creatures. Don't forget the video I sent of iDubbbz blinking weird.
Think about my experience.
Here, one sec. Let me. Okay. Oh. Let me pull this away. Nothing terrible. Nothing too bad. I'm so glad I actually used an alias on the computer. Because every time it pops up now, I have a quick fear. Because I think you did see that. But I mean, feel free looking that name up. That name isn't even... That's called thinking ahead. Am I right? Nicknames are goated. Nicknames for the win. Why is it downloading in here? Oh. Look what you did. My what folder? Ties? Are you making a joke or did you actually see something that said ties? Because now I'm wondering what you're talking about. On that page it said Adobe, installers, Python, RPCS3, which I deleted that before. I'm deleting it again. That's just like a PS3 emulator. Oh, it was a typo. Oh, you said taxes. You were trying to say taxes. Was that your taxes folder, Captain? No, you did see... What else was in there? I'm trying to see what else you guys saw. I don't actually know. I don't think it was much. Whatever. I'll show this video now, though.
Think about my experience, and I'm like, yeah.
Emulators for the win. Did you screen record this yourself, Alex? Why did you screen record it like this? Come on now. How am I going to do this? There's no way to zoom this in, huh? I mean, this kind of, I think, shows it pretty clearly. Or wait, just send me, can you send me a timestamp of when this is from? Can you literally just send me the timestamp for this? Is he literally just blinking just one eye?
Yeah, I have like zero anxiety. Because like, I think about my experience and I'm like, yeah, I have...
Maybe he just has something in his eye. This is why they had it. I didn't realize the comment here. Anyone notice that Idub's eyes don't always blink at the same time? This time, for example, does he mean to do that? What do you mean? Does he mean to do that? Does he mean to blink at different times? No, I don't think so. I mean, good question, I guess. Go to 24 minutes, like the comment says. So true. Sorry, my bad. We've all seen his effed up eyes. I don't understand how this is new. I mean, you've seen my thumbnails with him. It wasn't my recording, I'm sorry. You're okay, Alex. Yell at the person who sent it to you. Scream at them at the top. Call them on your phone and just start screaming so loud that it's clipping through the mic so that they can't hear you. You know what was funny? Didn't Ethan say that he was like, you're too young to be doing this. Kids go like this nowadays. Was it Ethan that said that, or did I see that somewhere else? Because I do this. Because you might be thinking of like a landline or something, but I think this also works as like a flip phone. You know what I mean? And I think that's always the way that I've imagined it. If kids actually go like this for being on the phone, it's like, you look goofy. Stop it. This could be anything. You know what this is? This is me holding bands up next to my head. This is me flexing my bands. My guap. My stacks. That's what this is. Oh, is it Papa Gut that said that? I remember I saw it on something. Maybe it was Papa Gut. I think you're right. Tight, 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 tight. Thank you, Kelsey. Let me ask my 15-year-old. See, that might be a good question for them. The 15-year-olds might be on a different thing. Guante, yes. I think it was Papa Gut that said that. Ethan would never. I heard it was Alex the Fiction that said that. I'm glad something came out of it. Oh, sorry, that wasn't for me. Kelsey, I hope you're doing good. Peace and love. Sorry, I had to see what the message was for. 15-year-old did it like this? I feel like the only kids doing it like this are like kids under 7. Like yeah, maybe a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old that's never seen. Because like, I mean, oh, what? My 7 and 6-year-old both did this. Okay, so like, Papa Gut just doesn't know. He doesn't have kids yet. He hasn't had kids, so he's just making assumptions. 6'7", 6'7", 41, 80. See, I don't like any of those. I like that one kid that was just going 6'2", 6'2", 6'2", 6'2". That's my favorite. That's my go-to. But here's a little story time from this guy. I guess there was a... Here, I'll just read this from the side. Christian Rodriguez, who was inside Bolero at Westfield Valley Fair on Friday when the shooting began, said he smashed the same window shown in our earlier video with a bowling ball to help himself and others escape. Amazing stuff. So there was a shooting at the Bolero.
And I saw the white boy walk in, and then like my natural human reaction and instinct was like, shooter, shooter.
I just saw a white boy walk in. And my natural instinct, shooter, shooter, shooter. You know, you'd think that's a crazy statement, but he was right. So it's like, what do you do? And he lived to tell the tale.
And everyone was looking at me crazy. nobody was paying attention. And then my cousin,
You know,
was next.
no, what it was that guy wasn't coming in to be a shooter. He was coming in to bowl. He came in, he was like, I'm ready to bowl. And then he walks in and some guy starts going, shooter, shooter, shooter. And he got pissed. He went, you want to see a fucking shooter? He said, you want to see a fucking shooter? I'll show you a shooter. He whipped it out. He popped the trunk on him. Oh no.
To me, so I throw him on the ground, and then that's when he realized, oh, it's not a prank. I was like, why would I even prank like that? Who does that, right?
Why would I even prank like that? No, I mean, he's got a point. If he's literally going, oh my god, it's a shooter, it's a shooter, and people are going like, don't joke like that. I mean, you should probably just take him at face value first. You should go, oh shit, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? You should probably freak out a little bit, start running, and then when he's like, I got you, you smack him in the face and go, that is not funny. That is not funny in any way. But he was trying to save your life.
And then nobody listened to me.
Back in my day, 67 was 9 plus 10, 21. So true. What's 9 plus 10? You stupid. No, I'm not. What's 9 plus 10? 21. See, I remember. Damn, Daniel, back at it again with the white vans. I remember. Do you know the way? Ugandan knuckles. I remember.
Me until they started hearing.
That man is sponsored. Yeah. He's got 2 M&Ms right here. Eminem sponsored him twice. Oh, he's got 3. Eminem sponsored him a lot of times. He's just a NASCAR driver. This is his day off.
Hearing the shooting.
Yeah, but that backflip though, that's a hitter. That's a hitter right there. I added it to my video for a clip as like a reference to the old internet. Boom headshot was also one. Boom headshot. I can't yell in here. Don't want to start screaming, but you get what I'm saying.
So then we started, running, and then it got to a point where we got to the corner, and there was no exit at the corner.
I don't know why his delivery throughout this whole thing I just love. There wasn't an exit at the corner. I'm thinking, what am I gonna do? He's like really invested into telling the story. He really wants to make sure that he doesn't miss a detail. He's been replaying it in his head over and over, waiting for the moment. As he was running out, he's like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. He looked for the first news crew he could find. Then,
And then there was like, I remember there was like a lady, Asian lady trying to hand me her kid. So I was like, what? I was like I'm trying to like not get shot and not die. I'm like kicking the window. I kicked it at least 3 times, like crazy kicks. I used to play soccer, so I could kick pretty hard.
And now he's in NASCAR, so like his foot strength, his strength on that pedal, he got it done.
Nothing was working. I look around, I pick up the bowling ball, I like yank it, it finally breaks. I tackle it on some football,
He was totally about to say on some football shit, but he's like, this is news. Gotta be professional. I tackled it on some football,
S-H-I-T.
Oh, he does say that. I completely forgot he said that. Some football shit. He's probably just a little drunk. He's still a little tipsy.
And I don't really like football. But then as soon as that happens,
then he's definitely a little tipsy.
Getting out that window.
So that hole is from a bowling ball?
Yeah. I hope I don't get charged for it. I'm just the Mexican Spider-Man at this point, right?
Shout out Mexican Spider-Man. Yeah, he did all that to the lady trying to hand him her kid. Yeah, that's the part I was confused about. I think he was trying to say the lady tried to hand him her kid, and he was like, no, here, I'll get us all out. And then he started like going. He didn't really think that part through, You were doing really good up to that point. The story was really well put together. Oh, here we go. A little something for you. A little something for you to help with a Monday morning. Or Monday night, depending on where you are. Maybe a Tuesday morning now. This is how I'm feeling right now. Oh. That's how I'm feeling right now. Was your cat sitting on your chest like this? What's with all these damn libs voting for fake milk? This is America's unfolding. The West has fallen. I kind of set us I set us up for failure, I gotta be honest. I dispersed milk and like into 3. So technically the actual dairy milk is winning with like a 54%. Lactose free is just the majority vote because it spans oat, soy, rice milk. There's all types of lactose free milks. I kind of set us up for failure, I gotta be honest. 82 votes. Wow, I'm gonna end that now. I think that's a good, honestly, that's really good. A lot of people came in. Thank you. In that poll. Lactose free took it. It took it. My dearly departed cat Sadie used to sing along with me. I would play guitar and sing. She would chirp along. Oh, I love that. Love to all the animals, living and lost. Peace and love, peace and love. I like lactose-free regular milk. True. I guess it is still dairy milk. So that's the problem too, is you can still have dairy milk that is lactose-free. I fucked it. I really did fuck it. That's my problem. It was... I failed you. I failed you all. It was a bad poll. Bad poll. Not taking it as... Don't want to admit people like the like oat milk and soy milk more. Bad poll all the way. Cow's milk is for baby cows. Says who? People drink breast milk all the time. I mean, it's an animal byproduct. We use animal byproduct. That's like saying, why are you making clothes out of wool? We have human hair available. And again, we can have a full conversation. I don't want to have that conversation because I completely agree that factory farming is the actual issue. But that's why I don't think like necessarily things like PETA or I won't say veganism, but certain aspects of vegan culture just add more disdain from people, I think. They feed into the disdain against like standing up. God, I'm saying this so backwards now. They add to the fucking I literally don't even know how to describe this. They stop people from fighting against factory farming because people think of things like PETA as wrong. I don't know why that was so complicated for me to say. My God. It was like a fucking quadruple negative. Like I don't even God damn it. Oh, my brain's broken. I need this one more time. I've been dairy-free for over 5 years now, and last time I tried ice cream, I legitimately don't like the taste of it anymore. Yeah. Theoretically speaking, I could breastfeed, yes. I mean, I guess it's theoretical because you're not willing. But it doesn't have to be theoretical. You can get that done. Yeah, it's nasty to me now. Haven't had dairy in 20 years. I mean, fair enough, right? Kurg's Kazat has a great video on factory farming. Is that in a nutshell, right? Is that what the English is? Kurg's Kazat, Kurg's Kaz, Kurg's Kazak. I don't. I'm saying it wrong for sure. I buy my milk in a 6-pack and it doesn't need to be refrigerated before opening. I don't know if I trust that. See, I'll never get people that have like dry milk. Like when you have like powdered milk, I get it. It's for people that don't have the money. But damn, I might just, go without. Like I was saying, you need that vitamin D. You need that calcium. You need that protein. Might be the only way. Semen is another type of milk. Everybody that voted for lactose free, ha ha, ha ha, that includes semen, ha ha. Kurzgesagt? Okay. When I was breastfeeding, I had to stop consuming anything from cows because my son had cow's milk protein allergy, and since then, I just hate the taste of cow's milk. Oh, interesting. I guess that makes sense. I've heard, I have heard that before. I guess I just never I guess I've always heard about it, but never have known anybody that had to do that for anything. Because I've heard it for other allergies and stuff, because it can be transferred. I stopped drinking milk for years, loved it though, and then when I tried it again, it tasted like bodily fluids in the worst way possible. Welcome in, Gizmo. Yeah, bodily fluids are nasty. Hey, speak for yourself. Who doesn't like getting a little spit in the mouth sometimes? Okay, too much. Sorry. But here's something a little bit interesting, a little opinion piece by this creator, Ches Chuck. The red pill rabbit hole is preying on young men, and well, I don't know why I said it like that. On young men, and it's much worse than most people realize. I agree. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Hi there. Let's talk about this photo right here and how it perfectly encapsulates the right-wing media ecosystem and how it red pills young men into very bad places. Okay, so that is a guy named Bradley Martin. He's a really famous fitness influencer. He's got millions of followers, mainly young men across Facebook, across YouTube, across Twitter, across Instagram. He's talking to mainly, again, young men,
And I realized, I meant to bring this up. I realized the reason he's doing this. Oh, God. So if we look, Bradley Martin's Raw Talk, go to most popular. Oh, what do you know? So 4 years, 2 years, 2 years. In the last 4 months, he had Nick Fuentes on, and it got 1.8 million views. It's in his top 5 most viewed videos. And the rest are 4 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 3 years, 2 years, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 3 years, 4 years, 1 year, 3 years, 4 years, 3 years, 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, 11 months, 2 years. But see, even the 11 months one was Dan Blazarian. And so he's like, I don't know if Bradley's unintentionally leaning into this fucking angle, but it doesn't seem all that unintentional, to be completely honest. And can I just say, the red pill really is just a shell of its old self. At least fucking people like maybe this guy's just a little bit wrong in his framing of it being specifically red pill. No shot. Zerka and Fuentes are the top 4 is a bad look, not gonna lie. No shot he's natty. No, Bradley, I'm pretty sure he's honest about not being natural. If he's not, that's kind of stupid. I feel like most people, I feel like the stigmatism against being on like gear isn't, or it's like being on types of steroids isn't as stigmatized anymore. So I feel like he'd be honest about it. Like to each their own in some way, as long as it isn't like mentally affecting you, you know, getting that roid rage. Nazi or nah? Nick Fuentes is a Nazi, plain and simple. Nick Fuentes is a Nazi and a racist, and I can say that with like 100%. Like, I don't need to caveat that at all. He agrees with Hitler. He agrees with Hitler's stances. He agrees with the things like, and he is a race realist who believes in true racist ideology. So I don't even need to like hedge those in any way. He is a Nazi and a racist, plain and simple. John Zerka is a legitimate psychopath. He got knocked out by he didn't get knocked out, but he got rocked by HS Tiki Taki. Tiki Taki. I don't know why he was trying to fight somebody with a broken hand. He was like trying to fight somebody with a broken hand. While he has a broken hand, he's trying to fight somebody. And then HS Tiki Taki comes over. He starts whooping him. But like, these are the guys that are the red pill. This is what I mean by the red pill is a shell of itself. At least before they had like Andrew Tate, who like, he was a kickboxer. He like, you know what I mean? Regardless of all the illegal, horrid, terrible shit, if you wanted to like really lean into the masculine like aspects of him, cool, whatever. But like, these guys are literally just little Nazi bitches. Isn't HS Tiki Taki the guy who stole Bevo's girlfriend or something like that? I remember them mentioning his name on the show and Ethan couldn't get over it. Yeah. He had something related to, it was something to do with Bevo. He's another UK creator. I think he's streaming now, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, Sneeko clone, another good example. Sneeko also is pretty high up on these. Ethan, 2 years, I mean, he's all the way down here, but I think Sneeko was, or Sneeko not higher? Did I just miss him? Oh, I guess Sneeko's not that high up. That's good, at least. Has he not had Sneeko on? I thought he did have Sneeko on. How many views do those have? Oh, that was a month ago. He had him on a month ago, okay. Oh yeah, and then there was that. So the fact that he's literally going fucking Sneeko, or let's go back even a little bit farther, I think, right? Yeah, so it was Nick Fuentes 4 months ago, Sneeko a month ago, Myron Gaines a month ago, Dave Smith 12 days ago. Like, I think that Bradley's truly lost at this point. Like, it's just fucking so ridiculous. And like, this is like the Raw Talk podcast. You would expect this fucking guy to be talking about like oh, let's talk about health. Let's talk about lifting weights. Let's get on like different people like that. But instead, he's getting all of these fucking like, come on, come on. Zerka got like 100 pounds on him and still got his ass beat. No, yeah, the fight against Tiki Taki is definitely Zerka's worst moment. He really was like so much bigger than him, and it's like that's why you can't just think that going in with anger, being like, oh, I just see red, like that shit doesn't work, bro. That worked for me one time because me and my friends were sparring as teenagers, and I think I almost got knocked out. And sometimes when you almost get like when you're on the verge of getting knocked out, your brain does go into autopilot. Because basically what happened was we were sparring. He flipped me onto my head on the grass. We were just sparring outside. He flipped me onto the head onto the grass. And then I swear I like came to and I had him in an arm bar. And I think that just like the way he slammed me, I just like grabbed whatever I could. And he probably just wasn't fighting back that much because he realized he slammed me on my head. But like, that shit just doesn't work. You don't see red. At most, you'll jump for a double leg like Zerka did when you get rocked. Like I'm saying, I think I just got lucky because we were sparring, and so my brain just went like, go for something. You're almost dead, go for something. And then the other guy was like, oh shit, let me stop. Like legit, you don't see red and then like become all of it. You don't start you don't go into like ultra instinct all of a sudden. Yeah, I hate HS Tinky Winky too, but fuck Zerka. I mean, it's just a good fight, you know what I mean? Two bozos fighting. Who doesn't love to see it?
Z-men to millennial men about fitness content and the fitness lifestyle. He is also notoriously a Trump supporter. He talked about how he voted for Trump, but here's the thing. He's talked about on record how one of the reasons he voted for Trump was because he thought that Trump was going to be anti-war. Trump campaigned on being anti-war. And yet, now he has found and discovered that Trump is very pro-war, and specifically in the pocket of the government of Israel, supporting the genocide in Israel. Well, here's the thing about the right-wing media ecosystem / the manosphere online. Instead of this guy finding anti-Zionist, more hyper-academic, more, let's call historically accurate content that aligns with him on how he's feeling about Israel, he has found himself consumed by hyper anti-Semitic, hyper white nationalist, neo-Nazi content online. We've actually seen this with his content over time. He interviewed Dan Bilzerian, who some people would say, oh, he's not a racist. Well, I'll tell you, Dan Bilzerian, while he's anti-genocide, he's also Holocaust denying. He questions the validity of the Holocaust. He started to get this guy, to get Bradley to kind of go down this crazy rabbit hole, and has ended now with Nick Fuentes. If you don't know Nick Fuentes is the lead groyper. He's a self-identified neo-Nazi. He is a fascist. He is a white nationalist. He is an anti-Semite. He hates gay people, black people, brown people, immigrants. He is very much leading these discussions around the kind of like destruction of the conservative right now, because he is a leader of young men who are so radical, they are so far to the right that Republicans don't know what to do with them. So the reason this photo really encapsulates.
Well, I think that's like the main issue with all politics is like infighting, is thinking that because somebody is a Republican or because somebody is a Democrat or because somebody is a conservative or because somebody is a liberal, that they align fully with the ideologies and like ideals of those specific groups, when in reality it's like everybody is like, because I know the political alignment chart is a very simplistic, like it's gonna look a low resolution. Like, it is a very simplistic way of thinking about politics, but even in this, everybody is going to be within this gradient. Like, you're never going to be overlapping exactly with somebody else because your ideas are going to be within this range. And so I don't know, the whole idea that But then the problem then becomes the fact that on the left, it becomes like pushing people away, purity testing, things like that. And then on the right, it's a lot of like ignoring those individuals, acting like, well, they agree with us on these certain aspects, so we'll ignore the fact that they also support, neo-Nazi talking points and like shit like that. And I think that that's like the main problem is this infighting that forms from like things like purity testing that are diluted more on the right than on the left. Because they still have infighting and you still see people argue about different like individual topics, but I think that they're more willing to look past it on for specific issues. And I think that's a problem. But I mean, to be fair, that's why I think that Nick Fuentes and Hassan are very much similar in that way, because Hassan, in the same way, when in a debate with Charlie Kirk, they literally asked him, what do you feel about this whole this new like the fact that younger people are starting to become more independent and starting to vote more like in like more centrist, like voting. I'm sorry, I'm like getting overwhelmed because when I'm just thinking about this debate that I watched not that long ago, where it was Hassan talking to Charlie Kirk and literally gets asked a question about like the divisiveness within the left and the right, and Hassan literally avoids the question to just say, well, I would just vote left, vote blue no matter what. That's what I would tell them. Somebody that's feeling like somebody that's starting to feel pushed away by the left is not going to be encouraged to vote Democrat, vote blue, just because you tell them to. That's kind of the problem that they're facing. And that was literally years ago. That wasn't even like super recent. That was years ago. And I think that Hassan is still kind of like far down that, like he's kind of gone farther down that perspective, and it is a real problem. Destiny's best content days were the Zerka arc. See, it is weird that Destiny truly is like the I think I said this before, but it's like is it 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon? It's like 6 degrees of Destiny. He always seems to be connected in some way. Yeah, blue sucks too. But that's the whole point, is that most people are feeling like disillusioned with their different parties that they either grew up in or have been following for a long time, because they're starting to see like through media, because social media and like different stuff is just more accessible, so that we're seeing politics in front of us like all the time. And so I think that like disillusion like then feeds into like I don't even, it's kind of a weird thing, because it's like a tipping scale, right? Because that's like what some people say is you go so far to the right that we recorrect, and then we recorrect so far that we go too far to the left, and then we recorrect and go too far to the right, and it's like this never-ending battle. And I think that that's kind of the problem, is we need to just be more honest with the actual like beliefs that we have, as opposed to the groups we want to appease and be a part of. Something went dead? Chat's not working? The right is the old left now, and the left is extreme. It kind of it does go back and forth depending on which what is popular at the time. Like, we'll probably have a shift farther to the left after Trump's term, and then it'll probably shift back at some point again. And that's the problem with having all of these issues and never truly seeing any changes, because it's just kind of this never-ending battle of the, from the top, and then that trickle-down economics is just fucking us in the end. No, it was a joke, Captain. LOL, chat is fine. Okay, good. Everyone just stopped talking. No one had a perspective. Thanks, Madman. Captain is spitting, so no one is talking. Yeah, people, am I right? But let's continue, because this guy's making a good point. Because like he's saying, and that's the whole thing, right? Nobody's going to say being anti-Zionist is being anti-Semitic. But this guy can fucking point out that these people are anti-Semitic. You're not bringing on the anti-Zionists.
Encapsulates the rabbit hole.
Or I guess you're bringing on anti-Zionists. Just ones that have literally zero credibility.
That we're witnessing in real time isn't because it's just what's happening to Brad or to
Trickle down was just code for shit rolls downhill. Yeah, kind of. Hopefully we get a shift left as big as the shift right we've taken in the past few years. Yeah, I mean, I think culturally speaking, I think that it was such a hyper shift to the left. And like I'm saying, it's like this purity testing on some level where it's like that's what created social justice warriors and stuff like that. And I would say that probably was blown out of proportion on some level, but I do think was still an issue with the fact that it wasn't being called out on the same level as the social justice warriors were calling out things. And so obviously it's necessary to have dissenting opinion, have critical thinkers in modern day, but it's about how they express themselves and also the true purpose of the message that they're trying to spread. Because people like Nick Fuentes, it's that slow drip feeding, where you start with hating Israel, then you start hating Israelis, and then it kind of just continues from there. You start talking about, but even if Israel's gone, they still have control over the media and over this and over that and it's like it's never ending. And that is like the issue with this radicalism that is like, I don't know, it's like I don't know if it's necessarily the right or the left. I really do think that radicalism has become like a major issue, and the problem that we see right now is the fact that we have shifted to the right. And that shift obviously then lends to radicalism from the right. I guess just conservative radicalism in a sense. Because that's the other part too, is like we've kind of fucked the political system in general, because you should have liberal Republicans. You should have conservative Democrats. We had Dixiecrats. We had the liberal Republican Party. I disagree with both of their stances on a lot of things, but it's necessary to have these like counterbalances in place to express full like ideas, all of the ideas. Thank you so much, Junk Dog 921 for the 5 bam. I'm not really familiar with everything that happened, whether today is a verdict or not. It's not a verdict. I am going to get into it. Sorry, I'm taking forever to get through these Instagram posts. These are my fun part. This is why I have some fun. It's not a verdict today. What it is it's supposed to be a mediation. So I think that they're going to try and come to some kind of an agreement, perhaps. Maybe talk about if there is some kind of... Is that like the... Because that was the video that she made, right? It's like she's seeking a settlement, it seems. It does seem like she's seeking a settlement in some way. But all of the stuff that she said seems like she's trying to save face while still seeking the settlement. So that seems like what they're going to probably talk about today. Because that's like what happened with Ryan Kavanaugh, right? That was the whole point of the fact that they did the multiple mediations, and then it ended with them coming to an agreement of like just basically like never speaking about him again. They're just like, you know what? We'll just drop it. Fuck it. Yeah, they're taking us. They're talking to settle or not to settle. To settle or not to settle. That is the question.
Bradley Martin, it's because his entire audience of tens of millions of kids, of young men, are about to be introduced to Nick Fuentes through the lens of fitness. This is a...
That's the part I'm saying doesn't make any sense. Nick Fuentes? Dude looks like he can't even do one push-up.
White nationalist Nazi. And he is now being injected into the veins of the content of millions of young men online. I just think that people don't quite understand the scale of the radicalization that's happening to young men online, and this is just a really good example of how it's happening right in front of our eyes. This is no longer fringe. This is one of the most significant male creators on the internet right now, and he is...
I don't know if I'd agree with that. Again, we were just looking at his podcast. I was with you, bro. I was with you. But that seems like a little bit of a stretch. He doesn't even have 1 million subscribers on this podcast channel, and then less than 100K, couple 100K, less than 100K here, less than 50K there, 50K, 150K, less than 200, 40K, 150, and then 1.8 million Nick Fuentes. Maybe he's saying Nick Fuentes is one of the biggest voices, because that's the thing is, I don't know, this is almost just like purely trying to get Knicks fans into Brad's podcast. That's like almost entirely what it seems like he's doing. He knows that Nick will draw a fucking audience, and that's even more despicable to me.
Now happily meeting with and amplifying and creating content with one of the most radical, most racist, most fascistic leaders or voices on the right. So anyway, just thought you should know. Bye.
Hey, I think it was pretty good. I think he made a good point. I disagree with that last part, though. But altogether, that is true that radicalism is just kind of festering, and I think that it is being propagated by these large voices. And someone like Nick Fuentes might be a niche character, but his voice definitely spreads a lot farther than you'd expect. And the fact that all these people are now so openly trying to like bring him back into the public eye when he's literally, like, again, I believe in free speech, but I think that speech is kind of censored by platforms for specific reasons, and those private companies are allowed to do what they want. If you want to speak publicly, speak freely, do it on your own site, do it on your own time. I don't believe in spreading radicalism on the public, the towns, the internet town square, whatever you want to say. But yeah, I wanted to show this again too. I showed it on Saturday, but no one showed up for that stream. None of you were there. But this was embarrassing. Very embarrassing.
Me and you sitting here, I know your boyfriend's right there, but like I can feel we have some sort of connection, and I think that there is like a line of like...
So what the fuck do you mean by that?
No, like there's a line of like, I'm not just gonna get in line.
No, but like what let's revisit that statement that you just made right here in front of everybody and in front of my boyfriend. What do you mean by that? Like I want you to repeat that and listen to yourself. Say it again.
No, like there's this.
So I forget who said it, but someone said that she's not particularly a great person. But I do think that it's like I was saying with letting two like, goofs fight. Is two zoomed in? Yes.
Like me.
She really is just chewing him up, though. It's pretty good.
And you sitting here, I know your boyfriend's right there, but like I can feel we have some sort of connection, and I think that there is like a line of like...
So what the fuck do you mean by that?
No, like there's a line of like, I'm not just gonna get in line.
No, but like what let's revisit that statement.
Wait, she kind of missed his point he was saying. What was he about to say there? It feels like there's a line? Is that what he's saying? Like he has to wait or something? Is that what he's trying to say? Because that's even crazier. If that's what he's trying to say. I'd assume that's not the point he's trying to make.
That you just made right here in front of everybody and in front of my boyfriend. What do you mean by that?
Like
I want you to repeat that and listen to yourself. Say it again.
No, like there's this. You feel the tension.
No, say exactly what you just said.
Okay, so I don't want to just get in line to just sleep with some random chick. I want to have that connection with somebody, and I feel it like we have right now.
Oh, that's even worse. You're like, I could just go fuck if I wanted to, and like I know your boyfriend's right here, but like I feel like we got something deeper. feel me?
What kind of connection do you feel we
Yeah, let's revisit that statement you just made.
have right now? Please elaborate on that sort
Just
of
like
connection that you
we've
feel.
been friends and like who knows where it could go.
Yeah, that's it. Just friends. I don't know if this is her boyfriend, maybe.
No, I literally want you to like overly explain that.
You don't feel it?
No.
Like
No. Feel what? Like you're friends. And I was making this point on Saturday. If you are a guy and you don't have game, let's say, you should not be trying to spit game at every girl. You should just be trying to get better at talking to women. I'm trying to pick up chicks. Stop. Go and try and become a better communicator, a better conversationalist. Try and become a better version of yourself. And do that through talking to different people, talking to different women, without the expectation of taking it anywhere. Because when you have that expectation, people can tell. How did I miss you on a Saturday? Oh, wait, I think I was in Papa Gut's stream. LOL, so true. Papa Gut, the Gutster, at it again. Why would you say that on a podcast? I don't know. I don't know what maybe he thought like something would come from this. He thought she was about to go, you cool with that, babe? We're gonna go fuck now. Like, I don't know what he was expecting to happen at all. Crazy. But now on to Reddit. Yay! This was just an interesting perspective that I saw about the kids are taught to hate narrative. It's not accurate to say Israel teaches kids to hate Palestinians or vice versa. Studies of both Israeli and Palestinian textbooks show bias and one-sided narratives on both sides, but not an official policy of teaching hatred. Each education system reflects the conflict they're living in, often highlighting their own history and trauma while minimizing the others, which reinforces mistrust, not mandated hate. It's the same way that like indigenous cultures, like indigenous histories get minimized when talking about your country's history. They don't want to talk about the aspects of like the founding of different nations and the bloodshed that is usually the path towards it. But that in itself does not mean that there is like that they are being taught to hate them. When someone says an offensive joke, ask them to explain it. Yeah, just go, I don't get it. No, what's funny about it? Because, I mean, 9 times out of 10, right? It's like, no, I'm laughing. You don't get it. I'm laughing at them. Which Ethan photo was good? This one? Enjoying mediation? He's just having a good mediation. Look at him. Kicking back. Imagine Kaceytron walks in. She just sees this. What about this much? Nah. So here's what we're thinking. We're thinking we can get an apology, a settlement amount. We can do... Nah. Is this a Switch 2? What is this? Oh yeah, they don't have to go. They don't have to go anymore. They can just zoom in. True. Yeah, it makes sense. Is it a Steam Deck? I can't tell. Is he just at home? That would make the most sense. That'd be even funnier though. Imagine Ethan's got his computer on the couch. He's playing the Switch. He's like kicking his feet in the air. He's like laying on his tummy, kicking his feet, playing on the Switch, and they're like, "So what about this?" He's like, "I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. I don't really feel like it. I don't really feel like it, and then just keep playing the Steam Deck. At least he's not driving. He could have gotten a ride. Oh, this was just so funny to me. This is like a nothing. This is really such a nothing, but it was just funny. I follow, I don't know, I guess I'm a member of the small YouTubers subreddit, and I just saw this post. Woke up to 1,064 subscribers. Then 2 hours later, 758 subscribers? What the hell? And then someone said, damn, that sucks. Or no, wait, it was this one. Someone gave you bots. YouTube flagged your entire channel. It's going to be hell from there. It's going to be hell from here on out. So be prepared for a shadow ban and possibly never seeing 1K again. Even if you tried a second attempt, contact YouTube for support before it's too late. And I think that's crazy because I think some people do that sometimes. If they like a creator, if they're doing something, they're like, I'm gonna give them bots. It's like, just send me the money. Don't send me bots. Just send me the money that you would spend on the bots instead. But someone saying that, and then this, I was like, that makes sense. But then this makes me think that this guy just sent bots to himself. But why would somebody do such a thing? Man, I don't even know what to contact YouTube even for, LOL. But why would someone do such a thing? I'm suspecting there's probably a translation issue here, you know? Yeah. Oh, damn, that poor creator. That's really messed up. People will bot you to get your channel in trouble, too, I've heard. Yeah, that's something that, I mean, I don't even know how you'd, like, verify that it wasn't you in that case. YouTube, I would never bot my channel. I would just keep the money. Viewers mean nothing. Please, I would never do that. If someone tries to bot me, don't bot me. Just send me the money. But yeah, that is crazy. I just thought that line was funny, though. I think it was probably just, like, lost in translation. But just the way he said it. But why would someone do such a thing? Oh, woe is me, but why? You'll ever sit back down at your desk after lunch and just think, I ain't doing shit else today. Cap'n is botting. He was at 1111 last week. Oh no. I botted 20 subscribers. I wonder how, do they have like minimums that you could bot for? Could someone go and just bot themselves five subscribers? Bought 5 live viewers. That'll increase engagement. But yeah, shout out Anime Epic Fire. I bet they're dropping some epic fire content. Pokey and Hassan are giving relationship advice to a 34-year-old who married a man who lied about his age. Here's my advice. Divorce him. He lied to you. You got married under false pretenses. That should be like the easiest divorce ever, I feel like. I can still provide for you. I've never really heard of men. Actually, I have heard of men lying about their age. 1 second.
He's perfect if he's 47, but if he's 57, he's out.
He's not perfect if he's 47. What are you talking about? He lied about his age.
The question I have for you.
I don't think it matters. It's more so that he's a liar. 57, 47. He probably gonna be lying till he's 6, 7, 8.
That's the reason I added this. That was the whole reason I added this clip to my. Oh God, that's why I added it to the stream. Why would she say that? I say 6, 7 ironically. That felt unironic. She was being a little hip. This is my literal reaction. 6, 7. 6, 7, 6, 6, 2, 6, 2, 6, 2. Am I right?
Gonna be lying till he's 6, 7, 8, 7.
That actually made her laugh. From when is this? I don't know. I don't know if this is recent or not.
Sorry, and older.
Yeah.
Like, age is something for her to decide when she meets a person at whatever age, right? The thing is, I feel like that's straight out the window now.
What does that mean? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, age is something for her to decide when she meets a person at whatever age, right?
I mean, what does this sentence mean?
When she meets a age is something for her to decide when she meets a person at whatever age.
Age is for something for her to decide when she meets a person at whatever age. Is she saying age should be a deciding factor when you meet, not 10 years later after getting married or something? Is that what she's trying to say?
Right. The thing is, I feel like that's straight out the window
yeah,
now.
No, for sure. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that like maybe there's a mistake somewhere. I don't know.
Like on his passport?
Oh, what I wanted to do, like to confront him, is like have like a therapist between us. You know?
Honestly, I don't think that's a bad idea.
Great advice, guys. Great advice. Great stuff. I mostly added that for the 6'7" meme. Come on. Really? Hassan is really annoying and he's constantly fucking gnawing on his fingers. I swear to God.
I don't think that's a bad idea.
Like, how fucked are your cuticles, man? Like, my cuticles aren't the best, I'll be honest. Especially on my thumbs. But I'm not gonna bite them on stream. Like, I swear, in every clip, he's either eating or eating his fingers. Like, those are the two options.
That's a bad idea.
I don't know what she's talking about. The 6'7" meme made me LOL from the other room. You got hungry. He's just a little hungry. No more chicken. Mom's not home right now. He looks at it like it's a fine delicacy. Here, wait, let me get rid of chat real quick. Look at his eyes. Delectable. He's looking for the best one. He said, well, let me look for the finest cut. What a guy. What a guy. Oh, Nina Lynn got caught shoplifting. Are we surprised? I don't think making it full screen is going to help. This is really low resolution. This is literally a clip from her stream. I don't know. I thought this was body cam footage at first.
It might really be GG's gang. This right here is crazy. $230.
She talks like a child. $230.
$230. No.
I don't know why they're like, yes, we saw what she did. And I'm not going to be the person who's like, oh, don't, big box stores need their money. That's not what I'm saying. We've all, I won't say that. You know, everybody's forgot to scan a few things before. But you don't film it and post it online. Don't film yourself committing crimes. That's an easy case. Didn't she essay someone? Yeah, she did. She essayed someone, and then there's a clip of her talking about like beating her brother, like literally like beating her brother when he was a child. My fiance showed me that before I saw it on the podcast too, on the H3 show. Like crazy. I just don't understand filming yourself do it. Like why? Let's slow it down. They really want us to know. Like, I think we get it, man.
This. You are way too poor for this. Get out.
We're too poor for this. Hey, get your money up and your funny up, because that shit ain't hitting. I like when bad people self-report. Hey, I mean, it always seems to happen in the end, right? Self-owns always seem to come to the right people. She strikes me as someone with antisocial personality disorder. Yeah. I think it's true. Oh, I forgot to pull this up. I was going to show this because we're talking about old men lying about their age. Here's another Instagram clip for you.
How old do you think this person looks?
Maybe 54, 55, thereabouts.
54, 50.
She does not look 54, 55, but okay.
55, okay. And how old are you?
I'm 58.
I mean, she could be, I guess. It was just a weird angle to take a picture from.
Okay, and you think people think you're older or younger?
Younger. Most people tell me I do look younger.
How old this lady look?
She does look younger than 58. I'd say she looks like maybe early 50s, late 40s. Again, bad picture. This guy is getting the worst photos for them.
You don't look that old. How old do you think? I thought you were in your 50s.
She doesn't look that old. She looks like she's in her 60s. Thanks.
Okay, and how old are you? 42.
He's 42. Just a young buck. I forgot it had this meme over it over and over again.
Okay, and you think people think you're older or younger? I'll tell them older. How old do you think this person look? 52. Okay, and how old are you? 41.
He's 41. God, that's so loud.
41, okay. You think people...
Does he look 41 to you? I mean, he's just missing an eye. He could be 41, actually. He's just missing his eye.
You think you're older or younger?
Well, maybe I might think I'm younger because I keep myself good.
Oh.
No. I'm a college admission counselor, and I just had an application submit a screenshot of their notes app for a scholarship essay. As a former English teacher, essay is not the correct word. More like paragraph. So are they getting in? So you're saying that they made it. That's why I'm always going to tell my kids, like I'm going to teach my kids from a young age, like optics are key. That is the truth. Presentation matters because presentation is how you make your way in, and then you're able to, change the system. You're able to break it down from the inside. But a screenshot of the notes app just ain't going to cut it. I guess it depends on where you're applying for. Some places might go, hey, you got the money? You got the bills for it? And definitely a late reminder, but reminder for Ethan tomorrow. Kaceytron has raised over 60K now. This says 57. I do think it's funny, too, that in her video where she was talking about the settlement she tried to make, she said, like, I was giving something in line with the... Because basically what she was saying was, I think she's trying to say that she was willing to give 17,000 of the 30,000, and then the rest of the 13,000 that she hadn't spent on legal fees, she would give to the other people fighting their cases. Why would he want that? Like, I don't mean to sound even more like petty or sound like, but why would he want money to go to the people that he's trying to that he's trying to get money from? Why would he want to aid them in? I think he'd probably try and get the maximum amount that he could get. She said it was like $150,000, and then she offered 17, even though the maximum for what she believes she could be found liable for, which I don't know if she said that. She said that she doesn't think that she could be found liable for malicious intent or like for malicious copyright or whatever. But she offered a settlement for just copyright infringement, which was $30,000 or something like that. So Kaceytron is Fupa Fun 2.0. Hey, can we blame her? That sounds like it's a good cause. I truly don't understand how this works, but I'm happy to be number one. Everybody, keep trying to get to number one. Keep chatting. I'm so interested to see how this plays out. I'm really interested to see how, like, what we hear tomorrow. Because tomorrow we're sure to hear a whole lot. They should have just done the mediation live. Ugh. And then this was also funny. Good luck, Casey. You're going to need it. Full smoke clips, 18 minutes, 55 seconds, and 2 frames, I guess that is, I think. And then commentary, 15 minutes and 40 seconds. 6 frames. I don't think these are milliseconds. I'm pretty sure. Premiere does it weird. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe it is milliseconds. The smoking part doesn't even matter. 16 minutes of commentary in a 1 hour and 42-minute video. The same day it was uploaded is crazy. And then they're just saying sorry for the shit screenshot. I do think that this is true. 15 minutes of commentary. Because, like... And again, it's the malicious intent comes from them saying things like, thanks for coming here instead of going and watching it on the actual channel. Oh, I know a lot of people wanted to watch it here, didn't want to watch it on the official channel. It's comments like that that really, like, just nails in the coffin. But I think this is also a good point because 3 more minutes of smoking than commentary. But then on top of that, she turned a 1 hour and 42-minute video into like 2 hours if you add the commentary in, not even. And so that's just kind of, it ain't a good look. Because I think making it about double, if you about double the length of the video itself, that's doing good. So like a 2 hour long video, it should be about a 4 hour long reaction. Unless you've sped it up and then you can kind of work it out from there. But yeah, adding 15 minutes, I don't think that ever is going to cover it. Yeah, the thing that matters the most is the malicious. Well, the fact that it's malicious, I think, is almost like it like enhances it in a way. Ah, thank you, Beppis. Shout out the $2 for number one. Going for it. It didn't happen though. And now I'm confused how this whole thing works. Oh, it did work. Beppis number one. Shout out. That did work. I'm so surprised. How does this work? That's so interesting. So I guess it is just from donations and stuff too. I think there's bits. I don't know if I have that set up. That might just be for vertical live streams. You can like do bits and stuff too, like on Twitch. This was a weird post someone made. I don't know. I take this all with a huge gram of salt. Someone claiming to be Hassan's former classmate shared this. That's it, I'm becoming a Captain Snarker. I'm so sorry, Sim. No. Damn capitalism. Capitalism is how you become the best, I guess. YouTube, am I right? Has he talked about that on the pod? What did I miss? Oh yeah, class action lawsuit. I did hear about that. He's in a class action lawsuit with NVIDIA. Lus made a video on it. We could maybe watch that too. Add that onto the side. No, yeah, Lus made a video about a class action that Ethan is a part of against NVIDIA about their AI model. Yeah, they were using his content to train AI. It's pretty. I think it's a pretty simple. Like it's kind of cut and dry. They were probably informed that their content was being used like this, and then tried to, and then were included in this class action, or maybe they knew about it prior and then maybe they started it. Who knows? I don't know. I'm no lawyer. Is Cap'n fascistic? No, no, no. No, I swear. Donate if you disagree. Donate if you disagree to prove this person wrong. Get no donations, that means you're right, and that proves we're not fascistic. There you go. I win. No, not fascistic. If someone were to donate, then I get money and I win double. I let the people speak. I let the people do what they want. This is not a power play. People have deemed Cap'n fascistic. I'm sure it's out there. At least one person has said it. Many, many people. Oh no. I donated at the wrong time. Well, you're still number one, Beppis, so it's fine. Is it Beepis? Is it Beppis? I've always just said Beppis because I think like Pepsi. Damn, checkmate. Damn you. I, for one, find it interesting. But let me read this, sorry. I don't find this as interesting because it's just, again, it's just someone claiming to be Hassan's former classmate. But they said, hello, DGGers. So this is going out to the Destiny community. And for anyone who doesn't know, DGG is just Destiny and then GG, like gaming, good game. So that's what Destiny calls his community. If you ever see that, there's the rapper and streamer, DDG. Or I don't know if he streams. I don't know what kind of content he makes. Bad content. There's the artist and content creator DDG, but DGG is Destiny's community. So hello DGGers. For the past few weeks, Hassan has been trying to rewrite the history around his college career. He claims that he was broke poor during that time, but this is far from the truth. Hassan was a member of TDX, one of the largest and wealthiest fraternities on campus. The fraternity house was $1 million mansion. They had a horrible reputation on campus for being rich douchebags, which can be seen in their reviews from the time. So there's 1 and 2. So I guess those are just proving that those people are rich douchebags, not necessarily that Hassan was a part of it. I can confirm that these reviews are true. They were a fraternity completely obsessed with partying and creeping on women. I heard many stories about the brothers making girls feel uncomfortable and unsafe. Hassan was not exempt from this description. In fact, he was known for it. I'm taking all of this with a huge, like I said, huge ounce of salt. I don't think... I mean, I guess we don't know. But one would assume that if there were all of these claims at the time, you would hear more about it now that he is a public figure, but that isn't always the case, so that isn't like... I'm just claiming that that is not a smoking gun in itself because there is no one making the claim in the moment. You were just talking about what we can only presume to possibly be true. But now that Hassan has become a socialist grifter, many of his fraternity brothers now hate him and post about it on Twitter. Some criticisms are tame. I almost feel bad for the idiots who think Hassan's actually socialist. Others are much more serious. Hassan bragging about threesomes and getting banned from our house for slapping girls' asses, and Hassan spent his 4 years in college trying to break down doors and R-word girls. That's kind of crazy. I am crystal meth. The Beppish soda machine. I've seen this before. I think that's probably why I've seen it, or why I say it like that. Because yeah, Beppis. Are you talking about this one, or the one they made in Gmod or something? Because this is the OG. This is the classic. Drinking that Beppis, the Venus, Bepsi, the Conch, the Pee-Pee, the End Me, Crystal Beppis, Diet Right. Sorry. Back to what I was saying. Both these accounts interacted with Hassan's Twitter between 2010 and 2013, when his handle was still the House of Piker. God damn. Hassan has tried to distance himself from his fraternity in recent years. Most think it is because it conflicts with his leftist socialist image. While this is true, there is a bigger reason. In 2017, after Hassan had graduated, his fraternity was involved in the death of a student. Despite the fact the fraternity was on a cease and desist order and was prohibited from sponsoring and or hosting any fraternity-related event, they held a Christmas party where alcohol was served to minors. One of these minors was too drunk to walk home, got lost, and ended up getting hit by a train. This was a major scandal on campus. TDX was stripped of their fraternity house and their affiliation with Rutgers. Despite this, the chapter or charge continued to operate as an underground entity so that they could continue in party and harass women. Please do not let Hassan continue to lie about his time at college and his frat bro lifestyle. This man has not changed since college. He has just refined his grift. And I guess maybe this is them sharing an image of them. I went to college with Hassan. Here's what he really was. With the Young Turk shirts on, with the Young Turk shirt on. I guess that's just his evidence. That is crazy. This part obviously doesn't have much to do with Hassan, but it's just talking about clearly like the ethics of the fraternity, I assume. Yeah, I don't know if there's enough proof, to be fair. I'd have to see this post, too, because it's clearly if I could see the original post, then I could go to these actual things. Let me see if I can find it real quick. They just don't have any part of it. One sec. God damn, I'm trying to see if I can find this. One sec. Oh, here we go. Found it. Cool. So this is just articles about them being rich douchebags, I'm assuming. Or yeah, just a breakdown of different stuff. Love this move. I almost felt bad for these. If you had Hassan Piker to be the first millionaire from TDX back in 2011 on your bingo scorecard, collect your prize. I don't know, man. That RU education he got is between bragging about threesomes and getting banned from our house for slapping girls' asses. Wait, so is these two different people saying the same thing? No, it's the same person. It's the same person making this claim twice, and breaking into whatever room that is and taking advantage of drunk girls is unmatched. He's so smart and cultured. If y'all thought this was wild, wait till you find that Hassan had spent 4 years. Still House of Piker. Is that... I don't know anything about Hassan's old @ so I'm just... That could be his old @ I guess. Is it? It doesn't necessarily... It doesn't necessarily mean that they have more intimate knowledge about these specific things. I mean, it means that they have some more intimate knowledge than the average person, but not necessarily enough to actually make like a super... In the way that I can call... I cannot say these things are true in the same way that I can call Nick Fuentes a Nazi and a racist. I know an NBA trainer who did blackface in college and have the pictures. I can't imagine airing that out 15 years later, LOL. I mean, the only reason to do it would be like if you saw that trainer online, like coming at somebody for their old usage of blackface or something, because then it would be a, you know, almost like calling a spade in a sense. You know, the pot calling the kettle black, literally. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that it's necessary until it becomes necessary. Just doing it because you want to out someone is one thing. But I don't know. These could be guys. Yeah, if he ran for political office, that too. Then you have to send out the blackface. Then you have to go Harley Shaq. There we go. Oh, see, they're adding more. Harley Shaq is adding. We're getting more images. My big Halloween hot costume regret. But yeah, again, I don't think that. I think that they're just trying to show the tendencies of this fraternity, but adding this part in about the student that died a year after Hassan graduated, again, like that doesn't prove anything. We would need more like legitimate statements, and these again aren't like claims being made by victims. These are claims that are being made by presumably old friends that you could also make the claim that like you know, someone who's just trying to like sweep for Hassan, you could easily just be like, oh, these people are obviously just bitter that Hassan's doing better than him or something like that. And I'm not trying to do that sweeping, but I'm just saying that this clearly isn't enough evidence to make any full claims. I know his frat sucks, but most do, LOL. I think him being a frat bro at all is kind of it's all we need to know, right? Didn't need to know anything else. Poor Harley can't get a break every stream. He can't get away with it. We can't let Harley get away with it. I'm sure if Harley could see a future, he wouldn't have done the Shaq face. So true. If Harley knew that he would have become Epic Mealtime, he would have thought about it a little bit longer. I still think it's so funny hearing him actually explain it, because when you listen to him actually explain it, he talks about like black friends that he had at the time and like them being like, oh, it's an awesome costume and stuff. He just genuinely didn't know. And at that point, it's not about being Canadian. He was just truly ignorant, I guess. He was just trying to pull a Tropic Thunder, you know. Okay, but on to Boy Throb. Boy Throb, they've lost the plot.
Million followers
on TikTok. We're officially in the process of submitting Darshan's O1 visa application. Our lawyer now says we need a couple articles of press talking about Darshan's extraordinary abilities. So, journalists, we wrote a song for you.
Listen, cause we're trying to get a write-up in Rolling Stone and Reader's Digest. It's our humble request. Billboard of the Taylor Lawrence. A million.
Why? Why? Boy Throb, more like Boy Flop. Or you put Boy Flob. That works too. As a Canadian, I've only ever done Blueface. Have you seen all the people that were like, if you're doing green face, if you're going as Elphaba? Sure. If you're going as Wicked, don't go into blacklight clubs. Clubs that have black lights will make your green face paint look like blackface. It's true. No, yeah, this is so weird though. Like, some people were saying maybe it's like a joke, pointing out like the fact, like I don't know. I think people were reading into it too much, trying to make it a joke about, oh, they're saying that like Billboard and all these things that you just have to pay them, like they're not reputable sources, they'll do a story about anybody. I don't think that's the case. I don't know what the case is, but I think it does prove that they're at least keyed in some way.
But we can't look away.
Is it in red lights? Is that what it is? I've seen Trisha talk about green face. Oh no. Trisha in blackface? I'm not going to say it. I am going to say it. She was just trying to prove that she looks like Samuel L. Jackson. It didn't hit. It didn't really hit.
Correspondent today, we will win a Grammy. Gotta get Boy Throb into town and country.
I need journalists to write about my extraordinary ability.
He does have some extraordinary abilities, so true. Also, for reference, I went as the genie in Aladdin in the 5th grade. That's pretty good costume. Did you do the full beard and everything too? Genie has a beard, right? Yeah, he does. Did you give yourself a chin strap? Chin strap with a little dangly? But yeah. I meant Trisha talking about Ethan and his green face. There's a clip somewhere. It's hilarious. I bet I could probably find it. But here, let's look at this real quick. Hassan says he'll need a charitability in order to win streamer awards again. This is just sad.
You are just too brand friendly. Yeah, I'm so brand friendly that I know for a fact that I will never win another, like, you know, Streamer of the Year award for the rest of my life post October 7, 2023. Going from being invited to every single one, and I don't even mean like a Cutie Cinderellas. I'm talking about all of the other ones. Being invited and being recognized in every single one, even though I'm the 3rd most watched Twitch streamer in North America this year. I will never, ever for the rest of my life be invited to any of those events or institutions ever again since October 7th, 2023. I'm so brand friendly that I got blacklisted by AT&T and numerous large corporations.
We had this kid that when I was a teacher who had a little scruff on his chin, and that was it. We called him Jafar. We called him Hager.
I need charitability from people that are in the margins, right? Because I have to convince them. Because I'm oftentimes explaining things from a perspective that they never heard before. And when the reality of the matter is when people have a negative association with me because they've been like geared towards clips that they've seen online and all this other stuff.
Can you at least like, the thing is if you don't actually agree with the clips that would be out there, you would just denounce them each time you talk about it. Like, how many times has Ethan gone, people call me a Zionist, people call me a baby killer, people call me a this, disagreeing with those statements? What are people saying about you, Hassan? What are these incorrect claims that people are making? Because I feel like that's the part that bugs me the most, is that he wants to like hide behind it as if it's like, oh, I'm not doing what? That's just out of context clips. I'm sorry, I need to do something real quick. I completely forgot that I need to do this. I need to get the oven ready. Need to put a tamale in. Okay, I'm back. I do think I'm going to be here for longer today. We're only almost through the Reddit posts.
Stuff like they don't actually approach what I have to say in a charitable manner. So the extent to which I care about like collaborations or industry specific events that normalize my existence in this space, that's what I care about. Why are you giving your ops tips by breaking down your motivations like this?
I don't understand why he gets so like audience captured. It's kind of funny, honestly. Kick streamers crash on the highway. Yeah, fuck bad empanada. We got good tamale over here. Apparently this kick streamer crashed on the highway. I can't play it, they're playing music, but I can play the video. This person basically predicted it. SMH, melts can't drive. They passed. They're like, haha, yeah, we're cutting up. We're cutting up in basically empty traffic. I always hate the people that like that do stuff like this because not like it's only impressive. Like, here's the thing. It's always wrong. It's always bad. But bruh. They crashed, but yeah. There's multiple angles though, because surprisingly enough, it was two streamers that crashed into each other. Forever ban all of them. So, you got the double collision. You see the other angle here. Ooh. And that wasn't good.
Bro, you think it's Jason?
No, crash. What? What? Wait, what the fuck? Oh my fucking god.
Bro, Jason just fucking hit me, bro.
Everybody walking, everybody talking.
But what I was going to say is, the problem I hate with these, the thing I hate most about these types of videos is when they're doing it in empty traffic. It's always stupid, it's always wrong, it's always like dangerous, and you risk the lives of others. But when you're doing it on empty traffic, you're literally like having to drive by other people to look cool, to like, you're having to get close to like get around people and shit. And it's like, you're not even doing, you're not doing anything impressive. And then you crash like a fucking idiot.
Cars, everybody car booked though. I ain't gonna lie, all this shit gone.
This is why I have a phobia of driving. I mean, honestly, even if you're a good driver, you should always have some kind of fear of, like, not fear, but you should definitely always be cautious of other people, no matter how good you are. And that's the problem with a lot of these types, is like people that think that they can drive fast in cars, people that think that they have like, because like that dude, what's he called? Didn't he just change his name now and it's like License now or something? There's that other dude that literally just does like, I think he steals cars too. I don't know if that's true, but I'm pretty sure he like figures out ways where you could just get cars, either like renting them on fake accounts or some shit, because he's always seeming to be crashing in cars, scratching them up, doing fucked up shit. And yeah, people, anyone that thinks that driving fast is impressive, it's not. It's impressive when, like, to cut up is impressive when it's like a life or death scenario, not when you're making it a life or death scenario. It's like, it's impressive if you're driving down the road, some dude slams on his brake in front of you and you're able to like switch lanes super quick, get in front of somebody and take off so you can get around them all quick. Like, that's like, oh, that was super cool. Good job. Good driving. But forcing yourself into those scenarios is like the dumbest thing you could do. I have such a huge fear. I don't have a driver's license and I never have. At first, I was terrified of having the control and responsibility of driving, but now I'm also terrified of everyone else. Yeah, I mean, I do think that you definitely have like, as long as you're in the car with good, like a good driver, I think you're probably more safe than like being in a car with someone you trust is obviously going to be more safe than only partially trusting yourself. But I think there's always a risk, and that's the thing people forget about, is like we're literally putting ourselves in like these, you know, these like huge metal vehicles that can kill each other, or they can be used to kill each other very easily. There was a video of a 98-year-old man crashing through like a coffee shop or something, and he lived. Don't ask me how that works.
But I'm gonna pick up on stream whenever I gotta go do something right quick. And pray for my nigga Mari, man, real shit. He good, but he said his leg fucked up. But it's not broken. It's not broken.
I don't know if there's any type of like preventative measures you can take to like, because it already happens without streaming, but I feel like streaming is just going to encourage it further because of a chat. Like when people record these videos of themselves doing stuff, it's just them and the dudes in the backseat going, oh my god, yeah, it was so crazy, oh. That's like all that's happening. But when you have it on stream, you have all of these 11-year-olds like hyping you up. Yo, bro, yo, get around him. Yo, bro, you gotta get around this guy. And it's like, you're really listening to these people? Really? I got miskiffed by this girl I went on a blind date with. Oh my god. Last time I looked at the speedometer, it was 120. It could have gotten higher. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're doing all right, and I hope that they aren't, I guess. I don't hope them harm or anything, but that is an F. F in chat. I almost died in my Uber back to the hotel today. Girlie was literally driving in the wrong lane and didn't notice until another car came the other way. Oh my god. I feel like there needs to be more restrictions on Uber drivers. Like if you want to be a DoorDash person or like Uber Eats or something, that's like okay. Delivery services don't seem like you need, like for your own personal vehicle, don't seem like you need that much qualification. You just need to be able to drive. But to be able to drive other people, like, don't taxis need to have a particular license? I know you do for limos, but don't taxis need a particular license too? The fact that you don't need that for ride-sharing services is ridiculous. I think it's probably just because, like, the companies that own the taxis or something maybe have a requirement. Is that true? Maybe I'm wrong. Because I'd assume so, yeah. Yeah, you need a chauffeur or taxi endorsement to drive a taxi. Or special taxi license or driver's license. Because, like, it's funny, because my dad used to drive mixers and stuff. He drove different types of rigs, but his main thing he drove was mixers. And he told me that he had a license that allowed him to drive, like, all different types of stuff. He, at one point, drove with, like, radioactive material, like, in the trailer that he was, like, hauling. But he still wasn't allowed to drive through in chauffeur services. Like, he couldn't drive a limo or a taxi or anything like that. Here in Portugal, we have a more difficult test for Ubers than taxis, but they aren't that good either. I mean, to be fair, look at all the people on the road that aren't a taxi and aren't an Uber or Lyft and are still terrible at driving. It's like they got their license somehow. Drunk driving is inexcusable and frankly unforgivable. Very true. The thing is, though, here's my whole take on drunk driving. Drunk driving is inexcusable and frankly unforgivable. But I also think that there are people that don't understand what drunk driving is, because, like, there is a legal limit for a reason. And, like, if somebody did just drink a beer, some people are weird and just drink beer for the flavor. And I've literally seen someone have, like, one beer before, and then somebody else freak out on them for going to drive, like in the span of hours later. And it's like, I understand your concern, but what we're talking about is, like, a level of, like, inebriation. And I think that it also does, like, kind of lay on the people that are around, that person who then gets in their car. Because at a certain point, like, obviously they're to blame for getting drunk, but some people get so fucked up that, like, you black out and you just start doing shit. So it's obviously their fault. But I also lay a hand on people around those who there's people. That's the problem. Is there's people that care too much and people that don't care enough. The people that don't care enough are the ones that have the drunk driving friends that end up killing people. And the people that care too much are the ones that have a friend that, like, had a glass of wine with dinner and they're telling them they're too drunk to drive. Yeah, more than one drink is too many to drive. I mean, honestly, I think it does depend. I think having more than one mixed drink, yeah, too much to drive. Any type of mixed drink, because you're not aware of the type of alcohol. But, like, if, like, not to bring up alcoholics, but, like, an alcoholic can probably burn through, like, 4 to 6 beers and not even feel it. But they would also maybe be over the legal limit at that point still. I wonder how that works. Because if you're not mentally, like, obviously you'd still get arrested, and you still should get arrested for drinking that much. But I wonder, like, what the like how the blood work works in that. Like, does your blood alcohol level remain the same? It would, right? Obviously, it seems like an obvious question. But I don't know. I guess it's just tolerance, That tolerance, damn it! I'm just trying to get drunk. When I got to college, everyone joked around about drunk driving, and I was dumbfounded. Seriously shook me how common it was. Yeah, it is definitely way too common. Worst part is a drunk driver killed 3 of her friends, too, and got less than a year in jail. Wow. That's terrible. And that's another part, is we need, like, heavier sentencing on things like that. Because obviously it's manslaughter or whatever. But, like, vehicular manslaughter, I feel like, I don't know, it should kind of carry more weight to it. Right? Yeah, jail, not even prison. Yeah, fuck that. If you're at a multi-course dinner that takes several hours, I would say you wait at least an hour of not drinking before driving. Yeah, that too. If you literally, even if you're just having a beer, if you fucking are like, can't drink and drive, and then chug your beer and then hop behind the wheel, yeah, I think that you're a fucked up person. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong here. I'm not trying to be like, it's okay. That's not the point I'm trying to make. I just think that, I guess I'm too much of a reductionist. I want to reduce everything down to like its core principles. Yeah, it's because I'm not saying drunk driving is good. Please don't take it that way. Clip it, ship it. UK alcohol sales, not in the pub bar, have an amount of units of alcohol listed on the container. Your body naturally processes out 1 unit per hour. Oh. That's interesting. I've never heard of that like scale, like that's a scaling system before, using units. That's interesting. I'm gonna actually just look into that because maybe I'll just start using that system. In my province, they want to make drunk drivers who kill a parent liable for child support. Ooh, that's good. I really like that. And honestly, like if you, I don't know how far we should take this, but like if you kill somebody in a drunk driving accident, because obviously there's accidents that just happen that result in death and that are truly accidents, but preventable ones like drunk driving, should they maybe have to pay for like the for the burial and like the casket and stuff? Like that's possible too. Like I feel like that's because like what if somebody was dead broke? Sorry, that honestly came off as callous. I did not mean. My God. What if somebody is extremely broke and then dies? My bad. My God. That was truly just like a Freudian slip. My God. What if somebody is extremely broke and then dies and like from getting hit by a drunk driver, and then they like can't pay for a burial or pay for anything, and then they just have to resort to like cremation or other things, and then have to get like a lesser, like, I don't necessarily think that's bad. That's like not a terrible idea. You owe the family a wire guild. Yeah, it's essentially a restitution. I mean, yeah, but it's like it makes sense as a type of restitution though. Like restitution should be like restitution should be like at the same level to the actual like fault, I'd say, right? They should have to pay for taxidermy. That's like you you have to pay for the services, but you get to choose what you want to do, what happens to them next, how they get to have their loved one. You are a drunk driver, so if you think that they deserve to have their family on display, terrible. Why was the judge showing him so much pity if it's a reoccurring offense? That just seems to be the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes you get a judge that's good. Sometimes you get a judge that's bad. Sometimes you get a judge that's too nice. Sometimes you get a judge that's too mean. And I think that's an example of a judge that thinks that they care about people, but end up only caring about the person in front of them. And like, I don't think that it's all like, because people often like to blame it on, on different things, socioeconomic status, race, religion. They'll make it about all types of things, when in reality, I think that some people just end up putting on their blinders, listen to some like truly like pathetic in the definitional sense, like pathetic story, and take pity on them for it. And that pity isn't always like valid, really. Yeah, the patriarchy, all of it. Yeah, every single system is ruined by the human element. But don't tell that to the guy who owns Hobby Lobby. He thinks that the computers are what's the issue. It's not as accurate as you might think. And he's kind of right with that one. White men looking out for white men. Yeah, and like so that's the thing, is sometimes that's true, but then there's also cases of like you know, like I'm saying, I'm not trying to draw any division from it. I just do think that it's that thing of you end up just going with whatever is being presented to you. A lot of people, I feel like, lose for some reason lose sympathy for the deceased a lot of the time, which is odd. Like, lose empathy and sympathy for the deceased. They think that because they're gone, like, you know, we make jokes like you can't defame the dead and stuff like that. But I would never hope to, like, truly disrespect somebody that doesn't actually deserve it on some level. Because whether you're dead or not does not reduce your level of criticism. But I do think that you should still have empathy for those that have passed. And I think that sometimes you see people that, like a judge might care more about the future, and this person's death has already happened. Clanker lover. We love the clankers out here.
Ethan genuinely has something.
Oh, I guess I should say. We're gonna watch this. Hassan leaves his friends in poverty. Kaceytron and Cruel World Happy Mind. I don't know if she's necessarily Hassan's friend, but she's a fan, right? That's what she said. I'm gonna speed Willie Mac up, I think. One sec. Now I need to put the tamale in. The oven's definitely preheated. Do. Might have added. I'm back. No, that was water in my sink. It did sound like pissing, though. I didn't even think about that. My restroom is right there. I would have muted it if I was actually going to go pee, but I didn't care enough. Gavin, we can hear you farting your ass out. No! No! You need to oil those oven door hinges? Hey, don't tell me what to do. I definitely do need to. But how do I know if I'm opening it or closing it then? Sure. No, don't remind me of the dishes I need to do in the sink. It was a pan filled with water. That's literally what it was. Literally a pan filled with water. I swear, I promise. No, but I need to do the dishes after this. Hassan leaves his friends in poverty. Kaceytron and Cruel World Happy Mind by Willie Mac Show.
Ethan genuinely has some of the most incompetent enemies on the internet. They make up the most—
Too fast. Too fast. Willie Mac isn't that slow, but that's
insane talking points, and they are rewarded with thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of views. What are these criticisms levied at Ethan? Well, it's that his wife is a pedophile for having a teddy bear as her logo for her clothing brand.
Well, in the past, I would certainly commend Ela for having a very creative style. Often, some of the outfit
I don't even use my oven. I use my air fryer for everything. See, the reason I'm using the oven is because it's, have you guys ever had chaparros? These tamales? Put them in the freezer. Freeze them. They're good. They're actually really good. You freeze them, and then you take them out. I take them out of the plastic wrap. They say you can leave it in the plastic wrap and throw it in the microwave. No, thank you. Obviously, it's in the husk anyways, but I take it out. Take it out of the plastic. Keep it in the corn husk. Wrap it in tin foil. Then I add water over it. And when you add water over it, and put it, when you wrap it in tin foil and add some water, it allows it to steam. And you want it to steam. Adds more moisture, prevents it from drying out. Do the same thing in the microwave, because the microwave actually heats up the water molecules within your food. So if you add water to the food you're trying to heat up in the microwave, it will prevent it from drying out. Obviously, that give or take. It'll still obviously dry out a little bit because you're heating it up in the microwave. But adding a little bit of water does help retain moisture in the food you're cooking. I use a convention oven. Y'all are making me up. These used to be at Walmart. Depending on where you are, they might be at Walmart. I had to go to somewhere else and get them. It made me mad. I went to like 5 different stores. Don't put foil in the microwave. No, I put it in the oven. That's why I said. That's another thing. Do not put metal in the microwave. No, no. The tamale truck I used to go to in high school got on Food Truck Wars on Food Network back in the day. I imagine it was pretty good food truck food, huh? I hear tinfoil. I heard tinfoil really helps the microwave. If you put... If you put your do you guys remember this? I think this was a 4chan thing too. If you put a tinfoil ball in the microwave, it will become a nice sphere, motherfucker. God damn it. It'll become a nice sphere. Wow. It won't. Don't put tinfoil in the microwave. Bad things will happen. But sorry, one last time. Sidetracks. We keep getting sidetracked. Tangents. Hassan leaves his friends in poverty. Kaceytron and Cruel World Happy Mind. Willie Mac Show. Let us have it. Come on, Willie. For some reason, when I was looking up his name earlier, I put Wally. I put Wally Mac. My boy Wally.
Ethan genuinely has some of the most incompetent enemies on the internet. They make up the most insane talking points, and they are rewarded with thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of views. What are these criticisms levied at Ethan? Well, instead his wife is a pedophile for having a teddy bear as her logo for her clothing brand.
Well, in the past, I would certainly commend Ela for having a very creative style. Often, some of the outfit ensembles that Ela chooses feels very childlike, with also Teddy Fresh having a little teddy bear as a logo. I don't know. Maybe it's interesting.
I mean, if you're gonna put that sort of evil on someone, at least have the balls to say it. She does this twice, by the way.
And makes a lot of jokes about pedophilia. Ela dresses kind of childlike, with a little teddy bear for her fashion brand. I find all of that interesting.
Wow, she's...
You know, I never thought about this comparison. Oh my god. This skate brand is owned by pedos. Grizzly grip tape. Oh my god, they use a little bear. They use a little teddy bear everywhere. Oh my god. It's such a stupid point. Like in every way. Don't worry, I'm not going to start it over again.
He's accusing both of them now. This woman has no backbone, so she does all of these implied attacks. She implies that Ethan is crashing out on all these people because he's suffering from a psychiatric disorder. And to prove it, she shows a study that people with Tourette's tend to have multiple disorders.
Ethan has spoken openly and publicly about his Tourette's. There's a study that says that 86% of those diagnosed with Tourette's will be diagnosed with a second psychiatric disorder during their lifetime. Nearly 58% will receive 2 or more such diagnoses.
See, I'll be honest, I only watched her reply. The actual video itself, I watched a couple parts and saw how bad it was, and I did not want to watch the full thing. Hearing all of these different points that she tried to make, it's just, I don't know if I expected more after her replies. I definitely didn't. But it's just, like, come on.
She implies that Ethan's beef with people has driven him so far off the edge that he's reverted to drugs and self-harm.
Some of Ethan's behavior began to seem more and more erratic. His statements harsher, bizarre, and more extreme.
Hassan Piker has lost all of his marbles. The mullet rolls are gone, people. Hard hitting, man.
1, he didn't even say anything crazy. He said Hassan lost his marbles. We're really pearl clutching over a PG level insult. And 2, what's with the zoom in? Is the implication that Ethan's cutting himself? He had so many filters to this video, I genuinely can't tell if it's marker or bloody cuts on his leg. So I pulled up the original video, and it's obviously marker that his kids drew on him. So this family has been doxxed.
Well, you're actually wrong there too. It was marker that was drawn on him, and it's a tattoo that he got of the drawing. Close though, close though.
Threatened and harassed all year. They've finally been able to close their false CPS case. It's been resolved. They can finally move on as a family. And then randomly this YouTuber with over 600,000 subscribers accuses the mom of being a pedophile and diagnoses the dad as a psychologically unstable drug addict who cuts himself. There's definitely a lot of crazy unhinged people on the internet, but it's not Ethan, it's you. That's why I use Aura, the sponsor of today's video. What you're looking at right now is my personal information that can be found in data breaches right now. Emails, passwords, my full name, but I'm not a unique case. Your information is out there too, and there's a chance you're using that same password just waiting to be hacked. Because even worse, if you just Google your name right now, there'll be tons of these data broker websites that display your full name, your phone number, address, your relatives, all online for anyone to access. And this is what's often used by spam callers that light up your phone 2 or 3 times a day. You don't have to live this way anymore. These are all the data brokers Aura has removed me from over the past few months. So don't put up with your phone being spammed. Don't put up with your data just being out there, ready to be used by these greedy companies. Don't live without knowing if your password and email have been leaked, ready to be hacked at any time. But if the worst case scenario still happens, Aura comes with a $5 million identity theft insurance protection. It also comes with a VPN, which I use to watch the Chicago Blackhawks because ESPN won't let me watch my own team in my local network. I think with us incorporating the internet more into our lives each and every year, it's good to have something cleaning up after you, and Aura does just that. So go to aura.com/WillyMac and use code WillyMac to start your 14-day free trial. Thank you, Aura, for sponsoring this video. I refuse to learn this woman's name, so I'm just going to refer to her as Gorilla because this video is a 3-hour-long hit piece where I'm pretty sure her only source is Reddit. I don't think she uses a single original clip. Everything in it is either missing context or factually wrong. It's also unbelievably parasocial.
You tune in to watch your favorite podcast. It's a casual stream where it feels like friends who are hanging out with you, talking about the funny things happening online. But suddenly things start changing. The host of the podcast starts acting out of character, focusing on
Captain, when is the H3 Galaxy Peak stream happening? Maybe we'll do that when they go on break.
dark corners of society, dark corners of the internet.
It's a YouTube drama podcast. Ethan has always covered YouTube drama. What is she talking about dark corners of society? Is Ethan talking to the Illuminati?
Suddenly, the host thinks that everyone is against them, even you, the viewer.
Okay, dummy. All of a sudden, you gotta get all bitched out. Like, give me a break, dude. You know, suck my fucking dick.
The context is Ethan arguing with his fans who are accusing him of being an Islamophobic Zionist shill.
You know what the conclusion of this conversation is going to be? It's going to be that Ethan's a Zionist. Ethan is an Israeli shill. Ethan is Islamophobic. All this types of shit that you see about anybody who doesn't toe the line precisely as you want it.
But the way she cuts it makes it seem like Ethan is lashing out for no reason. If you watch the full segment, it's just Ethan asking people to not be racist.
I saw this TikTok that blew my mind. This girl, she's on a train in New York. She's like, I saw these Orthodox Jews on the train, and the first thing I thought was, are they Zionists? Get the f away from me. I'm like, you hate Jewish people. And that had like 160,000 likes.
Cruel World, Happy Mind, Downfall is Generational. Did she have a rise?
On TikTok.
Wow, he's so horrible for calling this out.
It was supposed to be your comfort podcast, the place you go after a long day, the place you went to relax, turned into a toxic war zone, where the host is even launching campaigns against other people that you enjoy watching. You feel like you need to pick a side. The world is getting darker and darker every day, swallowing up your favorite content creator.
If you feel this way, you are way too parasocial and need to find real problems in life.
A huge stance I have is always being empathetic to everyone, viewing all sides, understanding the story in its entirety.
Well, don't worry, she does none of that in this video. She covers Ethan's original beef with Frogan, which was Ethan unfollowing her on Twitter. But Cruella never shows the tweet, which I don't even know how you cover a Twitter drama without showing any tweets. She just makes it seem like Ethan hates Frogan because she's Muslim.
Ethan rubbed people the wrong way on a follow-up episode of the H3 podcast when he called out a Muslim woman named Frogan who had close ties to Hassan and supported Palestine.
Are you gonna provide any context? No? Fine, I will. It was on October 7th, the day of the terrorist attack. Frogan tweeted, leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America. But as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. Not only is Frogan cheering on a terrorist attack, but she's hoping what happens in the United States. But this is how Cruella sums it up.
Ethan somehow framed support for Palestine as death to Israelis and could not fathom a world in which people supported Palestine while simultaneously not wishing harm on Israel.
That post was not just Frogan supporting Palestine. She was literally cheering on the death of Israelis on the day it happened. I can't tell if Cruella is purposely leaving out this information or if she just didn't bother to look it up. Seriously, I think she got all of her talking points and clips from H3 Snark. She's like, Ethan's bad at politics. Here's a Reddit comment saying so.
Ethan wasn't very versed in politics, and often when diving into the specifics of the political discourse in diaspora, his knowledge fell completely flat. Ethan should never...
Her talking about other people's knowledge falling flat is pretty ironic.
...be looked at for political commentary. I liked when he made fun of the right, and that's it. Yup.
I mean, if this
Like, do you not see the problem with that? I like when he made fun of the right, and that's it. If you really just, again, we talk about this. I like Ethan because he's funny, not because he's making fun of things that I dislike. I'm not looking to hate on things all day. That's not like what I'm going for. If you are going to trying to find creators because you feel like they are going to shit on the things that you want to be shit on, I don't know. I feel like you're a little lost.
This comment from the H3 Snark subreddit states it, then it must be true. She does the same thing iDubbbz does and says that
Girl does not know enough to be using the word diaspora. She definitely just heard Ethan use it and then put it in the video.
Ethan is mentally unwell for going after his enemies, but she barely touches on why Ethan is mad in the first place.
Ethan and his fans focus on their enemies and their deep want to prove their enemies wrong. And the question is that mentally healthy? Or is it causing Ethan to be mentally unwell, to have such a deep focus on the downfall of his enemies?
If you're gonna bring up the false CPS calls, the human skulls being sent to his house, barely. She somehow reframes the people supporting the false CPS calls as the victims.
The situation began in early March when CPS arrived after an anonymous tip claimed his child was crawling around and eating dog feces. Ethan Klein claimed that this claim has come from streamers who had spread the rumor that Ethan Klein's children had contracted Giardia.
It's not just a claim by Ethan. The video exists of Bad Empanada making this story up, and Denim's reacting to it, laughing as her chat demands for CPS to be called.
You know, the house is just like covered in dog and he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog and God forbid, I don't know what they do with it.
Then, around that time, the family received 2 unidentified human skulls, allegedly by mail, which prompted an FBI investigation. And of course, probably does not help with Ethan.
It's just also the way, because she does do that for everything. She just says, allegedly. People are saying, it's interesting. Oh, people are saying on the internet, oh, this and that. She does that, though, for things that are factually provable. And it's just like, that's where the issue gets drawn from. Because saying that, oh, people are just saying different things is not true when it comes to the skull. Oh, well, Ethan says one thing, but other people are saying other things. Yeah, those other people's opinions don't matter. Because they don't have any, like, insider knowledge on this topic.
Ethan Klein's paranoia that people are out to get him, that he has enemies all around.
If people are falsely calling CPS on him and now he's receiving skulls in the mail as a death threat, doesn't that kind of show that people are out to get him? It's not paranoia at that.
Sorry, 2 seconds. Sorry, I got sponsorabilities. It happens. No, the tamale's still going. No, the tamale has time. I'll probably finish this video and then it'll be done, but...
Point, you dumb bimbo. Cruella is so brain dead she can't even recite the lawsuit drama correctly, even though it's been clearly laid out by dozens of creators.
Due to Ethan's obsession with Hassan Piker, he posted a video titled Content Nuke Hassan Piker, seemingly to bait Hassan into reacting to the content so that he could sue Hassan for copyright infringement.
This is not true. Ethan always wanted Hassan to react to the content nuke. It was the minimum bar for them to debate.
I told Hassan, I will debate you if you watch the video first. Why would I have a debate with you about an hour and 40-minute long video that you have not watched? What would the point of that conversation be?
I did that with him. It was the dumbest conversation I've ever had.
Really consider me watching a f***ing dumbass YouTube video from a drama farming channel to be doing research?
Why can't Hassan set his camera right? Why is it all... Why is it all askew?
I don't need to do research
this is what you're
on a
talking
video.
About. You're going into a topic you don't know anything about. Idiots!
Instead, 3 other content creators, Frogan, Kaceytron, and Denims, created content surrounding the content nuke. After the content nuke, it's been made quite clear who Ethan is and always was. He grifted the left until his own bigotry, ignorance, and ego took over. This man is a full-blown right-wing influencer.
She doesn't...
And this is what I mean, is like this purity testing is like one of the biggest issues with the left, with like, if you're not for us, you're against us. And it's like, that's just stupid. It's just... it's dumb.
Explain how the video is right-wing. She just reads a comment on Reddit saying it is. And of course it's from H3 Snark. It's the maximum amount of research we can expect out of her.
Ethan went from being an advocate for fair use to suing other creators over copyright infringement and creating essentially a content trap so he'd be able to do so.
It's not Ethan's fault that Frogan, Casey, and Denims didn't reach the minimum bar for fair use. All they had to do was not state their intent to steal Ethan's views. Ethan makes this very clear.
I think if you're a reactor on Twitch, for the most part, if you make a good faith effort to comment, I think you're probably pretty much doing the right thing, and that's fine. And I would never sue someone for that. Take it to these three absolute morons to state their intention to steal my property on video.
Making something fair use means you are transforming the work into your own thing. They stated their reactions were market replacements. Frogan wasn't even there for the video. Casey just acted confused and smoked weed.
Are you being serious? Dog, what do you look?
Yeah, liberals being right-wing is dumb and counterproductive. Well, like I'm saying, you can be a liberal, like a liberal Republican. I almost said liberal conservative. You can be a liberal Republican. But that, like, is a complicated thing, and then you would have certain things that you would agree with and certain things that you wouldn't agree with. You know, there would be aspects to it. And it's not that I necessarily think that that's always the issue. It's that realizing that there are some more liberal or there are more conservative Democrats. There are conservative Democrats and there are liberal Republicans. But then it's about, you know, actually voting then for the specific like I can't even think of the words right now. You know, voting for the specific policies and stuff that you actually agree with, rather than just voting blue or voting for, you know, specific individuals who might not actually enforce the policy that you stand by, but are more so just there to be the blue. It's not red or blue necessarily for me. It's MAGA or literally anything else. No, yeah. Because that's the thing is, I don't think most people have a problem with Republicans. It's not a Republican that's a problem. It's somebody that's willing to die for Trump and, oh, well, Trump's so bad, what about Biden? And it's just like, well, we talked about Biden when he was in office. Some people wanted to push it off and be like, no, well, what about Trump? But now Trump's back in office, so we can be like, what about Trump? It's basically evil or normal. Half-wit or normal. MAGA or literally anything else. Well, that's the thing too, is I don't think most people that are MAGA, quote unquote, probably wouldn't even be MAGA if they truly like took the time to actually look into the things that they're just blindly agreeing to. Because like I'm saying, there are some people who are just like, oh, he's the counter to this specific thing. It's all around just kind of a weak ideology.
You think I made it?
But Corella doesn't explain any of that. She just frames it as Ethan suing Frogan because she's a Muslim woman who's pro-Palestine.
Additionally, the content noob attempts to get further revenge on Frogan, the Muslim woman who called out Ethan for unfollowing her for being...
The difference between a liberal and a Democrat. A Democrat, again, I'm not a scholar, so take this all like I'm just shitting from my mouth. But the way I understand it is Democrats want less government. It's about where they want more or less government restrictions. So Republicans, I know, want more restrictions over social issues and less restriction on like economic policy and stuff, like in terms of like free market and things like that. They want to have like less government in business. But then the Democrats is basically the opposite. But then liberalism is the push towards I guess like liberalism is probably best as described in opposition to conservatism, which is the retention of historical values, I'd say probably would be the best way to describe it. From what I gather, colloquially, a liberal in America is a Democrat, but it is not technically the same. For example, the Liberal Party in my country is considered right. No, exactly. I think that they are technically different, but specifically in the United States, they are used interchangeably. Yeah, and liberals are more moderate. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at the alignment chart, and obviously, like I said, that alignment chart isn't perfect. It's not like great in like every aspect. It's not going to define it's not going to help you define your positioning in every aspect of politics. But I think it does show that kind of like that gradient that we have. It's weird because we have a political party in the UK called Liberal Democrats, aka Lib Dems. So this always confuses me. Well, it's because and that's like it's so confusing because like, isn't it like we are technically like America is seen as like fiscally conservative, but is seen as like a somewhat liberal nation in terms of its social values. Obviously not the most liberal. I don't know, it's confusing. It is confusing sometimes. Politics is weird. I'm too dumb. Sorry. It gets confusing for me when I have to translate it to Dutch because it's very different, both in translation and in practice. True. I didn't even think about that, but that is like also that's why I'm saying it's so dumb for any one person to like really like put their full weight into one party, because like they're all just names at the end of the day. It's all just like groups that people want you to join to promote their ideology and reach their goals. It's never necessarily about you unless you are the one like directly having a voice in it. And that is hard. That is difficult. Yeah, in the US it's like liberal Democrat or Republican conservative. Yeah, like they're interchangeable. Judge, internet tough guy. What's your defense? Internet tough guy, your mom. Judge, I hereby find this tough guy not guilty of not turning his swag on. I hereby find this internet guy to be tough.
Free Palestine.
Doesn't show Frogan's tweet. The baseless comments accusing Ethan of being racist. Doesn't bring up the TwitchCon Arab Jew tier list. It really is unbelievable. She talks about CPS as if Denims is the real victim of the whole thing.
The thing is, throughout Ethan's career, there have always been an enemy out to get him, and an audience of yes people to validate his beliefs. But what happens when Ethan's enemies are small and powerless in comparison to him? Wouldn't that essentially make him the villain?
If people are maliciously stealing his content and falsely calling CPS on him, how does that make him the villain? It is the most vapid commentary I've ever heard. Words mean nothing to her. But this isn't unique to Cruella. This is common for all.
He said vapid. Willie Mac watches me. Confirmed.
Of Ethan's haters. Kaceytron recently did a stream talking about the lawsuit. Now this got my attention because it's the first time Casey has ever started a stream without stealing some TV show or movie. But I do find it funny she's just sitting there the whole time waiting for the timer to hit 0. It's just a YouTube video. Casey talks about how she's almost out of money and begs for the stream to donate.
These funds are not going to last much longer given the needs of the litigation and the work that is being done to defend against Ethan Klein's lawsuit.
Which if she's like this, it's like, damn, Hassan really is just leaving her out to dry. He's vacationing in China, buying collectible stuffed animals.
This is on resale. It's going for like $400, I think.
I think when you buy them, they're like $300 to $400.
I don't want to be like criticized for like coming on camera and like crying and shit because it's not something that I want to do. Like I've been put in this position where this is what I have to do to survive.
I think the retail price, like the OG actual retail price, if you can get it, is like $250.
Like all I've ever known my whole fucking life is surviving.
Oh, yeah. A keyboard. You can use it as a keyboard. Yeah. I would feel bad for her if her response to getting sued wasn't to laugh and call Gila ugly.
Oh, this no good motherfucker and his ugly ass wife. I'm gonna be mad that I called his wife ugly, and she's ugly on the inside and the outside.
She was long saying Ethan was fabricating her reacting to the video.
I don't know. I think that he probably just took some other video that I was reacting to of Real Housewives or something, and that's why.
I meant social democrat, lol. Well, that's the thing. There's democratic socialist, social democrat, socialist, democrat. It's dumb. But that's the thing, is the separation is needed. It's like the separation seems dumb, but it's because the separation proves that people have separate ideas, and that's why we need democracy. That's why we need true democracy. Because when you have like anything short of it, it does just kind of become but I don't know though. I don't know. It is hard. It is hard. Government is too complicated. Let's go back to the woods. Let's do that. That's what I vote for. Who's with me?
I am smoking the weed because I don't think I ever reacted to that.
When she finally got served, she didn't apologize. She started slandering Ethan as a woman-hating incel.
If I had been given just like one fucking leg up in life, I've always been funny. I should be more famous than I am, but I'm not because I'm not a fucking man. You guys are watching right now, like every fucking incel community that's been attacking me relentlessly for like the past 10 years is going to use it for YouTube clips because they literally make careers out of bullying women like me.
She tweeted, "This isn't about copyright. This is about invoking incel support. As someone who has been a target of incel harassment for a lot of years, there's a lot of them and few who speak up against it. You were egging him on and slandering him throughout this entire process, and now you want mercy. Tough."
Are the right divided this much? Probably not as much, but right now they have stuff like Christian nationalists and stuff like that, which aren't necessarily offsets, but are like subsets of conservative or right wing talking, like a right wing communities. Like I don't know if they're necessarily like separate groups, but I'd call them like subsets of the greater conservative. And that's what I'm saying. Like I think that like the left is having an issue with pushing people away, and the right is having an issue with drawing people in. And those people that they're drawing in are oftentimes radicals.
The reason why I have such ire towards me is really just because I've spoken out against misogyny for years. Like
Hassan and his ilk. Sorry, I couldn't even see it. I thought you just misspelled like for a second, but the I is first. Hassan and his ilk seem to hate woke or liberal people as much as MAGA. Well, they do. He talks about being a leftist and hates liberals, so that's like part of it. Because in reality, Hassan is a fucking authoritarian. Like when we break it down in his principal beliefs, he is an authoritarian. Like plain and simple. He is just an authoritarian for more progressive values, which seems like oxymoronic in a way, or like counterintuitive, but it is still like plausible. Progressive, quote unquote, I should say.
I don't know, like all of these incel types, like the Asmongold fans, the XQC fans, like saying that I deserve all of this, and then whenever you ask them why, they're basically just like, because she said incel.
Asmon actually very clearly states why you deserve it, and your white knight had no answer. Casey posted her sob story to Twitter, and Millhouse, you probably remember him as the racist guy that says AB isn't a real Arab because he works for Ethan and is half white.
You work for a fucking Zionist who spews Israeli propaganda day in and day out. You are an insult to Arabs, you piece of shit. You little dog. You little weakling. You betrayed your people, bro. Have more of a fucking claim of being Lebanese and talking about this fucking crisis and this fucking genocide while you're out there fucking cosplaying as an Arab. And actually trying to cosplay as a white person. He's trying to... Anyway.
Millhouse quote tweeted Casey, begging Ethan to end the cycle by dropping his lawsuit. I personally think the only way Ethan could get through to these rockheads is to follow through with legal action. Asmon replies, all you do is talk shit about Ethan. Why would he look for your approval? Do you think the girls he's suing uploaded his video in good faith? Millhouse responds entirely disingenuously. They definitely reacted to the video to criticize Ethan, but I do not believe they reacted with the express purpose of stealing views and revenue. All three of them specified that was their intentions for reacting to the video.
We're going to stream it. If you want to watch it with someone else who's already watching it, come enjoy the watch party somewhere else. If you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime.
He doesn't want people to know when it's dropping because we're all watching through other streamers. And I suggest you all watch it through other people as well.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. So we're going to watch it.
This is literally the reason.
He says he's definitely not a progressive too. He's nothing and everything you want him to be. Are you... I can't tell. Was that a snark comment, or are you just? Because you've been in here for a minute, so I assume you're enjoying this. But the reason I would say that Hassan is not a progressive is because of his views on re-education. I'd say that's my perspective on his perspectives.
And copyright laws exist.
Okay, sorry, silliest gooserino. You are just the silliest gooserino. I'm so sorry. They're talking about Hassan capping. Oh, okay. I think I get it now. You're saying he's nothing and everything you want him to be, like his presentation of himself. I thought you were saying that I'm being flippant in my view on him, in calling him not a progressive. Sorry, my bad. Cap'n paranoid. So true. Cap'n paranoid all day.
And all of these people pretend to not understand that. Asmund asked Milhouse, how do you reconcile with the fact that they, on video, explicitly said that exact thing you're saying they didn't do? Milhouse replies, not explicit to me. They're far from the only ones who watched it. They're the ones who stated their intent was to replace the market for the original work. Asmund reiterates this, and Milhouse flounders, shifting the goalpost to Ethan doesn't care about copyright. He arguably has the biggest landmark case on copyright in social media history, so I disagree. And the lesson learned here is that you probably shouldn't be infringing on the copyright of someone you've been constantly slandering online. They might not be nice to you in court. Asmund replies that this replies the exact reason why I hope Ethan sues them into poverty. Lying, gaslighting, and then hostility when pressed. You know what you're doing, and everyone else does too. So after this, does Milhouse go on his stream and come up with a more intellectually honest argument? No, he continues to lie and saying that they weren't trying to deprive Ethan of...
Yeah, he oscillates between everything between a full-on tanky and a social democrat. So true. I do say so true so much. Fuck you, Alex. I love that Willie Mack calls him Milhouse too. I don't know if he actually knows his actual name. Do we know his name? Who remembers? I do. I remember his first and last name.
Revenue. Said that they were doing it to specifically deprive him of revenue, of views. How is that not explicit to you? They did not say that we're specifically watching him to deprive him of views and revenue. But again, they don't care. That audience doesn't give a fuck of the nuance of the situation.
What reality do you live in, man? Do you have eyes and ears? They just make stuff up. He then starts using Asmund's recently deceased dad as a weapon against them.
And again, RIP to your dad. So sad that he had to pass away knowing that he left behind a piece of shit son like you. Goddamn. He failed right there, my man. I'm sure your dad didn't have a lot of failures in his life, but you are one big old fucking failure. You've exposed your dad's failure to the whole fucking world.
He got mildly corrected by Asmund and then immediately reverts to being a crybaby.
Yep, Anthony Sargon. Shout out Deej, got it right. Yeah, I gotta throw in a few hell yeahs instead. Hell yeah, I almost said so true. I really did. I had to stop myself. Tanky is like someone who supports the USSR, like someone who supports the Soviet Union. I guess would have supported someone who, in the past it was someone who did support the Soviet Union, and in modern day it's someone that supports the ideology of the Soviet Union. Yeah, it's a communist that whitewashes and is pro-authoritarian regimes. Well, because the thing is there are communists that are like Puritans, or I guess not Puritans, but like purists in the way that they think about communism and try and actually, like, you know what I mean? Like you think about like hippie communes or something. Like they're communists, but I don't think that they're Soviets. Some of them were. The US beat the USSR, unfortunately. Almost said so true again. Hell yeah. Anthony Sargon sounds like a Lord of the Rings character. Anthony Sargon. Well, the reason I know it is because the last name is just easy to remember because of Sargon of Akkad. Both the streamer and the Akkadian ruler. I always forget that this is why Sargon uses that name. But yeah, Carl Benjamin, Sargon of Akkad. Not this Sargon of Akkad. This is why I remember the name Sargon, is because the first ruler of the Akkadian Empire, known for his conquest of the Sumerian city-states in the 24th and 23rd centuries BC. That's why I remember it.
Casey says to raise money for legal fees, she's going to do a December subathon.
Every December.
Sargon of Akkad is a huge asshole. Yes, he is. I've said this before. I've been going through old debates of Hassan and why can't I remember his name? Hassan and Nick Fuentes. And there's a debate between Hassan and Destiny versus Sargon of Akkad and Nick Fuentes, with hosts Asmongold and Trainwrecks. It is actually one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
It'll be like our 5th year. Every December, we're live for the full month of December. We do like a marathon, a Christmas marathon. And I'll probably have all of my ad revenue go towards the lawsuit for the Christmas marathon.
I find that hilarious because during last year's Christmas subathon, Casey would put a full movie on before going to bed on stream, and then she would loop a green screen recording of her reacting to the movie. You can literally see it cut when it loops.
Hey, big brother, remind me of your...
You can't do that. Yo, throw this into the legal case as evidence of her doing this with the, oh my God. See, this is her doing it with this is proof that she understands that if she is not there and if she is not giving some type of a reaction, that it's copyright infringement. And she's trying to avoid the copyright infringement by adding this loop, this shitty loop. My God.
Your Christmas plans again? You know how I'm going to Colorado with Martin.
She's going to infringe on copyright to raise money for her copyright lawsuit. Calling it now.
A toast to the bad guy. With bad bitches, the bad times will pass by.
I cannot emphasize enough how much Cruella gets wrong in her video. She says that Ethan acts overly aggressive towards his critics.
Extreme aggression towards his critics.
Yeah, my aunt was a communist in the 70s, and she lived in a commune that quickly became a cult. Yeah, and that's the true problem with communism is someone said it, the human error. Humans always want to take power because everybody always feels smarter than everybody else. People think, oh, we'll all live in a harmony. Everybody can be equal. Until you have a bunch of assholes that think that they're stronger and smarter than other people and start imposing themselves on those other groups. And that's what ends up, causing the authoritarian tilt that then basically overtakes the, socialist or communist values or whatever, and then use them to their benefit.
It's good. You should be stressed because he's a liar. Yeah.
And that's how you get things like work camps and all that type of shit, is because they're doing their part for our benefit. It's like, what? Forced labor camps. Come on.
He should erase that video and apologize. Definitely. So he doesn't get sued.
But the guy Ethan is refuting is lying about the nature of going on the podcast, which was to confront Jimmy Lee, who's afraid of little people.
This guy, all the times that he said...
Calling her Cruella is a disservice to Cruella. She's not fashionable enough. So, I think, honestly, it's kind of fitting in the... I don't want to be rude about her appearance. I don't think that she's ugly or anything, but I think that she put a lot of effort into her appearance for this video, and it becomes noticeable in the other times when she's done streams and stuff. And that's why I think that a more plain look is always probably for the best. Not don't do makeup, but I don't know. It's like you got to do them as just like a one-off for special occasions, special nights, not just not just a video about Ethan Klein. That should not be where your special look gets used up.
Publicly on the internet that he's afraid of little people, just a lot of derogatory jokes about little people, and then they were like, and drum roll, we have a little person to surprise you, and they brought me in with basically no warning.
Why?
I mean, no warning.
Why would
sir.
you say that?
That's crazy.
When it's so... There's so many receipts, dude.
Mind you, this was in front of like 50,000 people watching live.
He, surprised him with this live in front of 50,000
We don't remember what happened with Aubrey? Oh, that's not even true. Wait.
people. This was not a live episode. This was a pre-recorded episode.
Yeah, it was a pre-recorded episode with Jimmy Lee and Gary, but it was also for members, so it probably doesn't even have 50,000 views on it. Or, I mean, it probably does have 50,000 views on it. Or does it? Probably. For people watching it after how much time it's been up. Probably. But, yeah, I mean, that was also something I looked at recently for some reason.
Yo, what the hell?
And so
I rewatched that episode recently.
And if you were upset, we could have...
It wasn't for members, but it is now. Is that what it is? Maybe it's for oldies. What is it called? What was it called? Gary and Jersey Outlaw. Elderlies. I legit can't find it. It must have not been for members at the time, but I think it's members now. Because I'm like looking for it and trying to search for it and stuff like makes it like almost impossible. Oh my god, I don't even think I'll be able to find it. Elderly's History Podcast. There we go.
Well,
see, this one's for members. Members Elderly's 1. Yeah, it doesn't show views or anything. That would have helped me be able to understand if it was members originally. It probably wasn't. No, so the Andrew Tate and Nelk podcast disaster was when they talked about it, but the actual showing when they had Gary and or is that just a clip from Oop. That's the tamale timer. Now I've got to go. Okay, time to roar. No, we're not ending just yet. I'm still gonna finish this video and then I'll end it off.
We could have cut it. You know what I mean? Like there was a long opportunity to do so.
Wait, he just straight up lied about it being live?
Not only that, he publicly stated that he wanted to come on to confront Jimmy, asking them on the Reddit to do it.
He says, this is the best ever. He actually writes it out like he's writing a contract. Aubrey Smalls, volunteered to spend a day with Jimmy and change his mind about the dwarfism community.
Does she get anything right? This video is so desperate to make an actual criticism. One of her closing arguments is that Ethan says the B word.
During a podcast, when Ethan is calling a woman a B word, Ela suggests it's probably not a good idea for him to continually use that word, and he kind of shuts her down.
This bitch is so, I'm sorry, again, I hate that. This bitch is intolerable. You are such a nasty fucking...
I don't know if you can call her a bitch though.
Ela then asks...
Can I just say, I know I'm a man, so I don't really have a leg in this race. Is it really so much of an issue to call somebody a bitch when they're being a bitch? I understand the critique of calling women bitches. I think that that's wrong. And I've seen too many. And that's why this is like it's probably like an old misogynistic term too, when you really break it down. But I think chick is probably better. And I've tried to correct people and be like, bro, just say chick. If you're going to be like, oh, chicks do this. But like when you hear just people talking about women and just go, bitches. Yeah, these bitches, this and that. That's when it's definitely an issue. But I think talking about somebody's actual actions, I don't know, it's just a weighted term. But I do also understand that part of the issue with certain gendered insults is that they mean different things to the different genders. And that's why we need to have set standards for what these insults mean. You call a woman a bitch, it means that she is being aggressive. You call a man a bitch, it means he's being a coward. Two very opposing thoughts. Like those don't go together at all. But a pussy works. Pussy works because everybody that's a pussy is a coward. You call everybody an asshole works because it means the same across the board. I can't say the C word on YouTube, but that one should work. She's being an asshole is gender neutral. No, that's what I'm saying. Asshole is gender neutral. Pussy is gender neutral. Which is crazy because actual pussies are very resilient and strong, LMAO. Pussy and bitch are in the same kind of realm gray area. See, I always take it as pussy cat. I don't understand how it could make any sense to be vagina. I think it shows good faith and respect to go out of your way to not use it when you have a big platform. I also think that is true. That is a good point. And that's what I think, like, the main thing, right, is, like, most people, it's like, you're going to say certain things, like, you know that Ethan at home has called a woman a bitch a time or two. You know that he goes, like, over to Elon, like, you believe what this bitch is saying about Taylor Lorenz? You know it happens, but yeah. Because it does just end up giving ammo to people that do just want to be misogynistic. And I think that's also true. How is pussy not gender neutral? Its use is completely gender neutral. I'm being so real right now. But how is it not gender neutral? Yeah, pussy like a pussycat. Or, as some people have said, which I don't think is true, pusillanimous. Pusillanimous, showing a lack of courage or determination, timid. Pusillanimous. I've always felt like bitch was and neutral as asshole, both meaning someone's being mean. But I think that the thing is like, specifically in the like misogynistic world we live in the patriarchal system, I think that bitch carries two different meanings depending on who you're using it to. But I guess that also depends on the context of when it's being used. I just don't think you're often going to hear someone call a man a bitch when they're being mean. You'd only really hear someone calling a man a bitch if they're being a coward. I've never seen it as meaning pussycat. Yeah. I guess I was going to say, why would it mean pussy though? But then I guess, why would it mean dick? Why would that mean the same thing? Oh, but here we go. A dick is hard-headed. Got him. I would personally use asshole and bitch interchangeably. Pusillanimous goes so very hard. Hila's hair is fire in this clip. This is a nice cut on her, for sure. Yeah, except being a pussy is being a wimp, and being a dick is being mean. Yeah, I guess that really just comes into if you take it as pussy meaning vagina, but how long? I guess we'd have to look back. How long has the term pussy meant vagina, and how long has pussy been used as an insult? Because if they're if they come from the same time, then yeah. To me, people use pussy for vagina, and calling someone a pussy is calling them women. I don't know. That's just what I think. But then calling someone a dick is calling them a man? Like, that's the part I'm not getting. Because, like, I guess, like, if we want to get in, like, the technicality of, like, what would the actual purpose of it be? Like I said, a dick, in the sense of, like, intercourse, the dick would be the imposing force. The vagina would be the force imposed upon, would be kind of the idea. So I guess that is true. Research pussy stream. We're researching the etymology of the word pussy. We need a unified curse word index. To infer you're weak as a woman, pussy. But like, I get what you're saying, but like I think that makes more sense for something like bitch. Like I think what I just said kind of makes sense. Like if you're thinking of it in the terms of like, hey, a dick does the fucking, a pussy gets like if you're thinking of it like in that term, then like yeah, you it kind of makes sense. I don't know though. What is happening, LMAO? We're talking about the etymology of meaning words. I don't know though. A vagina is not very weak. That's why a cat makes more sense, because a pussy cat is skittish. Pussycats run away, they're afraid of everything. You come up to them from behind, they don't notice you, and you go, oh, they run away. But a vagina, that's powerful. Captain is reliving as Ethan in this stream right now. A vagina is powerful, I'm just saying. It is the giver of life. Imagine tuning in the middle of this. Hey, we're having a good time. I think it would get people to stay. Nobody's clocked out yet. Linguistics stream. Finding the origin of words and their current use. So true. And I guess that's another point too, is if we talking about the etymology only means so much when we're talking about it in current context. Captain, you're too woke to use the word pussy misogynistically. That's so true. That's why I never thought about it like that. I've always thought about it as just a cat. Because like I said, the vagina is powerful. Salute to all the vaginas out there. Okay, let's continue this. Okay, but okay, I guess here's the more pressing question then. Which is worse, pussy or bitch, or are they the same level?
The H3 employees, Lena and Sam, their thoughts on the situation. Essentially having these two women weigh in between their two bosses and whether they would find that word in the way that Ethan used it offensive. When they agree with Hila, Ethan says he will bow to the council. Jeez.
She says Ethan shut Hila down, but then she immediately plays a clip of Ethan doing exactly what Hila asked.
I will bow to the council's will.
I don't really use the word pussy anyways. I don't like the way it sounds. It is a very forceful word. See, I've only started using it a little bit more because I think it hits home for some of these people that are wanting to seem like they want to posture as alphas or want to posture as aggressive. Because they're all cowards at the end of the day. I prefer the word bitch, but that's directly talking about a pregnant female dog. That one doesn't have any type of alternative. Yeah, I don't, both words are fun. I don't know, it depends on how someone says it and who says it, yeah. Because like I'm saying, I think that, like, in passing, right? In passing, you probably would let it slide if someone went, quit being a pussy, as opposed to someone being like, oh yeah, these bitches did this, and like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that would probably hit a little closer to home. But then we're talking about context at that point. I like the C word a lot, but it's on the no-no list for Americans. I know, it's so dumb. I want to use it. I want to. I use C all the time, but pussy is a no for me. Don't ask why. Well, maybe it's because of like what you're saying. In that sense, if you're taking it as the dick is seen as forceful and the pussy is then seen as weak, the C word is kind of breaking the mold and saying what I'm saying, where it's the vagina is powerful, so much so that it's like it is the imposition. So that makes sense too. The way Chet Hanks spits the P word is so aggressive. What do you mean when he goes, pussy clot? Check the cheeks on that replay.
He's disagreeing with them, but he's still going with their decision because he's been outvoted. It's one of the most amicable ways to resolve a disagreement. She then plays a clip of Ethan stopping himself from saying the word bitch and then acts like it's a bad thing.
There was a time where it seemed like Ethan almost called his employee Nate a B word.
He doesn't mean to lie. It just means that Nate's a little nitpicker. He's a insolent employee.
Isn't this what you people wanted? Him to stop saying the word? Why are you mad? She ends the video by reiterating that Gila is a pedophile.
Gila dresses kind of childlike with a little teddy bear for her fashion brand. I find all of that interesting. It reminds me of when I was really young and naive and had people who I thought were guy friends that would make a lot of sexual jokes towards me. And then I would always be shocked and disappointed when some time would pass and they would try to make a pass at me.
They dodged a bullet and then pats herself on the back for how much research she did.
If you were a Fallen fan, a former fan, or a current H3 fan, and you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much. I hope that we can all find peace and love through this video because I feel like Ethan has currently lost that.
How are you going to imply that Gila's a pedophile and then end the video like that?
A B word.
You're a cunt.
I like my woman like I like my cock.
Whoa, Willie Mac. Is this video monetized? Can you just get away with it now?
Ground up and put in the freezer.
You just blowing from Stupid Town?
Some other things I found interesting while making this video is that Cruella randomly detours into going after Cutie Cinderella for a complicated family situation.
Cutie also offers anecdotes of her stepbrother who's trans and does not talk to her father because her father refuses to use the correct pronouns. But yet Cutie still talks to her father. They hang out together and have a relationship.
My stepbrother is trans. And my dad refuses to use the correct pronouns. He doesn't understand why it's so important, right? And it drives me crazy. And it drives my stepbrother crazy, of course. You know what the difference is I'm able to have this conversation with my dad because I'm open-minded and we love each other. My stepbrother just says fuck off and won't talk to my dad. So there's no progress.
That's stupid. You're not the one who's dealing. Okay, I don't know what the actual critique is of this, but I think that it's stupid because of course you're going to be able to have a easier conversation because you are not the one that is seen as the problem in this instance. And so, that's such a weak argument. My stepbrother isn't even willing to hear him out. He isn't willing to hear his transphobia out. Like what?
Progress being made. I don't support it, but I still love my dad and I'll go to coffee with him tomorrow, but I don't support that.
I had a sibling who passed away, so maybe that makes this a little bit too emotional for me. But if my sibling was trans and stopped speaking to a member of my family because that member was being transphobic, I in turn would stop speaking to that family member as well. It's hard for me to see another perspective on that.
It's hard for you to see the perspective of wanting to keep your family together, really? Because to me it sounds like Cutie's doing the much harder job by not giving up. Cruella then says she...
I do think that the sentiment she's trying to give isn't a bad one, but I think the way she presented it sounded really bad.
You can relate to QT because she's been a bad family member before by not picking up the phone.
Not that I'm always the perfect family member. I'm terrible at responding to text messages and calls.
This woman eats glue. I don't think she should be trusted around solid foods. I also want to touch on Kaceytron one more time. I used to think it was a big meme that she smoked a lot of weed, but she's on stream, mid-mental health breakdown, tears coming down her cheeks, and she's just ripping the bong.
Also kind of hiding a lot of the pain from my family, you know? Let me load this bowl. Let's smoke. Let's smoke really quick. I'm gonna load a bowl and smoke.
Let's smoke the pain away. See, I smoke because I like it, because I like having fun. I like chilling out, relaxing. It's not a good look. You can't smoke the pain away. Wipe the tears off your neck, please. I was just noticing how shiny she was, and I was like, damn, she's really crying all the way down. She's not even trying to wipe the tears at this point. Gotta make sure people see them.
Smoke, and then I'm gonna get on my way. Yeah, I smoke weed.
This is sad. The fallout of the situation is that Cruella uploaded an apology video. It was to H3 Snark in Bad Empanada. She then cut Bad Empanada out of the title, debated Ethan, and then doubled down on everything.
But you truly are participating in an ableist harassment campaign that presupposes that my uncontrolled...
I was going to finish it. I realized I said it the wrong way. It's chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, and shooting some b-ball outside of the school when a couple of guys that were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared. She said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle to Bel Air." And then, I don't remember the plane part. I whistled for a cab, and when it came near, the license plate said fresh, and they were dice in the mirror. If anything, I could say this cab was where... Oh man, forget it. Go homes to Bel Air. I pulled up to the house about 7 or 8 and I yelled to the cabby, "Yo, home, smell you later." Looked at my, I was finally there, and he sit on my phone, sit on my throne like the Prince of Bel Air.
Controllable neurological disorder, Tourette's, is the result of drug abuse.
I mean, first I want to say I'm really sorry about that, that, people have been weaponizing that and that you feel that way.
But you weaponized it.
It's gonna be a classic, and we will get to that in our next video. So subscribe to the channel. Shout out to the homies over on Patreon: Crimson Glass, Riveter, Christina Vina, Drinkobex, Necro Valley, Eddie Bizzle, Christopher H, Sennial Music, Lucas Sif, Snoopy Poop 22, Amur ML Bay, Drew is Sharing, Clown Factory, Mustard Shirt Guy, and the Mega...
Amazing stuff. Oh look, there's Papa Gut. But that is where I'm going to call it for today. I really do appreciate it. Since we have tomorrow to come in, make sure you stop by tomorrow because we're going to be watching Wapo's Taylor Lorenz on journalism and social media. It's a conversation. I'm going to save it for tomorrow, though. That way I actually have something to talk about tomorrow. But he seems to grill her a little bit. It's blowing up. It's blowing... Wait. Now I'm tripping. When I looked at this before, this had way less views. But I did want to check this out and just get an old... The fact that this is from 3 years ago is tripping me out even more, though. Because for some reason... Oh, no, there we go. Yeah, there we go. I'm so... What the... I'm so confused right now. Why did that say...
We're going to keep at this.
Was that what Willie Mac's video was at? Is that what it was? Yeah, 937 views in 3 years. No Trisha Greenface? Apparently that was Ethan Greenface. Oh, wait, I never looked at the clip. Sorry. Trisha... Was it when he was in the Grinch costume? No, because he was Grinch with Hila. Ethan Klein. When he was the Mask? I can't find the specific comment. No, yeah, I think maybe that was...
Ethan genuinely has some of the most incompetent enemies.
I think it was showing Willie Mac's views on this video for some reason when I clicked it. But yeah, this only has like 1,000 views in 3 years. And it's talking to Taylor Lorenz literally about the stuff that she's still getting called out for to this day. So I feel like it's probably going to be an interesting thing to look at. But we're going to be watching that tomorrow. I really do appreciate everybody that stopped in. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. There was no H3 podcast today, no H3 show. So sad. But there will be one tomorrow. So I will be here again tomorrow doing the same kind of stream. Going to be looking at this. Going to be looking at all types of other stuff. I really do appreciate it. Thanks to everybody that stopped in. All the people, all the chatters. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Become a member if you're wanting more stuff. I have some music streams, some other stuff we're trying to work on, you know. But I really do appreciate it. This is Cap and Quasar signing off.